2 begins now.
And if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. And it'll happen quickly and perhaps violently. But they will disarm. Do you understand me?
Yes. You say
because everyone says, oh, well, they won't disarm. They will disarm.
He is also calling out Hamas for the release so far of just 4 bodies of 28 hostages believed to be dead. There are reports of an Israeli military agency reducing aid in Gaza because of that. The president's comments coming during an Oval Office meeting with Argentina's president, saying trade is on the agenda and suggesting U.S. aid to the country could dry up if the president loses re-election, criticizing his opponent as part of a far-left movement. The president also suggesting Argentina tread carefully on trade with China.
I don't think you should be doing business much with. You can do some trade, but you certainly shouldn't be doing beyond that. You certainly shouldn't be doing anything having to do with the military with China. And if that's what's happening, I'd be very upset about that.
An hour from now, the president is set to posthumously award the Medal of Freedom to conservative activist Charlie Kirk on what would have been his 32nd birthday. On Capitol Hill,
millions of people are going to lose health care coverage. That's why we're in this fight.
Maryland Congressman Glenn Ivey, as Democrats push Republicans to negotiate on health care issues. Republicans say Democrats must first vote to end a government shutdown. Now on day 14, the Senate is set to vote on a Republican House-passed short-term spending bill and a Democrat counterproposal again today. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Everything against a former NFL quarterback is evolving. You've got a sunny sky, and it's 77 degrees in the Circle City. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 3:02. Jarrett Lewis has an update on the Mark Sanchez case.
The case involving the former NFL quarterback and Fox Sports analyst is shifting courts after the Marion County judge assigned to the trial recused herself. The reasoning is not known, but it has forced some hearings to get pushed back. A November 5th pretrial hearing was canceled. Now Sanchez will have a hearing on December 5th before a jury trial is set to start on December 11th. Sanchez was released from the hospital Saturday, about a week after police say he attacked a man in downtown Indianapolis who then stabbed him in the chest. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Johnson County Coroner Mike Pruitt turned himself into police this morning.
This is with cooperation through his attorney. This is also in regard to an investigation that was initiated by the Indiana State Police.
State Police Sergeant Kevin Getz says Pruitt is facing 14 misdemeanor charges related to inappropriate activity that he had with more than one teenage girl. Pruitt was transferred to the Brown County Jail for safety reasons. 24.5 pounds of cocaine were seized during a traffic stop in Whitestown Monday night. And earlier today, Whitestown police say they also arrested Teonia Miles of Indianapolis on charges of dealing cocaine. The total value of the cocaine is estimated to be about $176,000. $2.89 a gallon is the Indiana gas average today, according to AAA. That's up a few cents from where it was Monday, but it's also lower than the national average of $3.09. Visually impaired fans are getting some help during select Indiana Pacer home games this year at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Pacer Sports and Entertainment CEO Mel Raines says they have a new partnership with the nonprofit Mind's Eye.
This partnership with Mind's Eye lets us bring the full game day experience to blind and low vision fans in a new way. We want everyone to feel and experience the buzz of game day, which is really what makes Gainbridge Fieldhouse so special.
Mind's Eye offers the opportunity for people to listen to a trained audio describer relay all the visual information happening around them during the game. The service went into effect during the Pacers preseason contest Monday night against San Antonio. News time 3:04, your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
At Duke Energy, we're making Indiana's energy grid stronger and more resilient, ready for storms and for our region's growing energy demands. We're upgrading nearly 20,000 poles, adding more power to the Indiana grid, and using new innovations to assess damage more quickly, speeding our response to storms. We're also modernizing the energy grid with self-healing technology to automatically reroute power around damage to help restore outages faster, sometimes in less than a minute. And we're using smart technology to give you more insight on the energy you use at home to help you save. Daily usage charts on our website or mobile app. Usage alerts and home energy reports to keep you in the know. And we're committed to doing everything we do in cost-efficient ways so we can keep bills as low as possible while we serve you with reliable energy when you need us most. Duke Energy, building a smarter energy future. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
With traffic at 3:05, here's Matt Bear.
Hey, John. Southside crash eastbound 465 before 65. Right lane is closed, and traffic is stop and go back to 31 East Street. And a delay right now of 3 minutes. Northbound 65 slows Raymond into the south split. It's a construction zone. Same with southbound 6570. Stop and go north split down to the south split. On the northeast side, southbound 69 entry 96th Street. Okay, this is southbound 69 from 96th Street. A stall on that entrance ramp, and a crash 82nd of Craig. Traffic sponsored by Indiana Foundation Services. Water damaging your home? Contact Indiana Foundation Service, the basement concrete foundation experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at IndianaFoundationService.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A warm day today. We'll look for temperatures to climb in the mid and upper 70s. It'll be dry with some sunshine, down to 54 degrees tonight with more clouds. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! Well, here we go. It is the Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Casey Daniels. That is Jim, who is hanging out in the studio with me. Hammer and Nigel. Well, at least Hammer will be back tomorrow. And in honor of them, we're going to start off with some legal stuff, crime stuff. The Indiana judge to whom the Mark Sanchez criminal prosecution was assigned has stepped away from the case. This, according to the Indy Star, Judge Jennifer Prinz signed an order to recuse herself. Now, she didn't give any reason why she was recusing.
Usually that's for like a conflict of interest or something like that.
It can happen if the judge personally knows one of the people in the parties or one of their close family members.
Okay.
But you have to consider the fact that she has been known to be soft on crime, and with the world watching this, does Ryan Mears want to have the appearance of being a little tougher than that? So there has been a reassigned judge, James Osborne, and he has set a pretrial conference for October 22nd with a jury trial tentatively rescheduled for December.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that she would know Mark Sanchez because he's not from here, although anything could be that case, although she could know the victim. I wonder, maybe she's just sitting on a huge stack of Mark Sanchez rookie cards, and whether or not how this trial goes could affect his collectability of rookie cards going forward.
Is Mark Sanchez collectible?
No, absolutely. No, I'd get you a perfect condition Mark Sanchez rookie card for like $20-$30 right now. Not a lot going on there.
Now with him being
he didn't have that great of a pro career, and what he's most known for is the butt fumble, which is the most embarrassing play maybe in NFL history.
Yeah, maybe he's had a lot of pent-up anger about that over the years and came to Indianapolis to finally let that out. Now, when somebody's in the news like this, does that make them more or less collectible?
It all depends. It varies greatly. Like, for example, go back a number of years, OJ. So when, he went on trial, he was, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest running backs of all time, very collectible in the sports memorabilia world. The trial really decimated that, and so nobody was all that interested in OJ things anymore. So generally, but you look at Kobe Bryant, he, was accused of sexual assault and settled with that victim out of court. And he's
just as collectible as ever.
It was a black eye for his, collectability there for a short period of time. But Kobe Bryant's one of the most collectible athletes in history. So it really kind of depends. It's not kind of a one case fits all for these things.
I find it interesting that a lot of the articles, when referring to Mark Sanchez, many of them are still calling him a sports analyst, a Fox analyst. So technically, he's still employed by them.
From everything we've heard, he's still employed by Fox Sports. So that is an accurate description. That's his job.
You have to imagine he has some very high legal fees at this point because...
Yeah, now we're speculating here a little bit, but on part of this, but... he's going to have some legal fees for his criminal charges that are against him. It has already come out that the victim has filed a civil suit against him, so that's separate legal proceedings with a separate, probably, attorney handling that. And what was the third one that we talked about?
Well, from Fox.
Oh, Fox. So, yeah. So, I'm sure he's got an employment contract with Fox. I'm sure there's debate about whether or not they're going to retain him and via his contract. And I'm sure that Mark Sanchez probably has an attorney working on his employment contract and what he gets out of that.
Yeah. In other news, this just happened. The Whitestown Metro Police Department announced that they seized 24 pounds of cocaine resulted from a recent traffic stop. They had a canine unit working with them on this. The value of the cocaine, $176,000.
Which to me, that sounds, I thought I remembered being a kid when you would hear about these cocaine busts, and I have no idea how much cocaine is, but I was like $500,000 a pound or something like that. They used to have these huge busts, and it was a ton of money. Maybe the price of cocaine's gone down over the years.
With 24 pounds, you'd think it'd be more than $176,000.
Than $176,000. I mean, I could do some basic math on that and figure it out, but that just seemed a little low in dollar value for me.
Well, the person has been taken into custody and has been transported to the Boone County Jail and is pending preliminary charges of dealing in cocaine, which is a level 2 felony. Kudos to the Whitestown Police Department for getting that off the street. You got to wonder, was it cut with fentanyl or something else? And speaking of more narcotics, it's been announced from the White House that there has been another strike on a narco-terrorist boat, killing 6 off the coast of Venezuela.
And if you're keeping track at home, that is the 6th narco-terrorist boat that the U.S. military has blown up in the last, just a few weeks, maybe a month or so since that started happening.
Yeah, the president released this on Truth Social with a 33-second video. And since taking the White House, Trump has accused Maduro of being a drug lord and a dictator. And the administration officials have also cut off diplomatic outreach with Venezuela following all of these strikes.
Venezuela been in the news a lot this week because the opposition leader in Venezuela was the woman that was just awarded the Nobel Peace Prize on Monday.
The government's shut down still. By the way,
still?
just in case you were still keeping track of that, the government is still shut down.
Are you okay? How have things changed for you with the government shutdown?
I'm doing okay.
Everything's fine?
We're in our 14th day. Speaker Mike Johnson, he said that this may become the longest shutdown in history, and now he's refusing to negotiate until Democrats agree to pause their health care demands and reopen the government. So, of course, yesterday, many people were celebrating the signing of President Trump's deal in the Middle East, and the Democrats in Congress, they're continuing to play political games just to keep the government shut down. Here is the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, talking about Chuck Schumer.
Democrats today have no leader, no vision, no direction. The party's at their lowest point in decades in terms of public opinion polls. And so they threw this Hail Mary pass. Chuck Schumer knows this. He reads the polls religiously. He knows his party is furious with him for doing the right thing back in March when he helped to pass a clean CR and avert a government shutdown. It was the right thing to do. He said so himself emphatically on the Senate floor. And that bill he supported is nearly identical to what we're offering today. The only thing that's changed is his personal political calculation. His consultants and his pollsters have told him he needs to show a fight to President Trump, even if it means hurting millions of American families. So that is exactly what Chuck Schumer is doing.
Okay, so you've got the House not in session. The Senate did return, still in gridlock. Democrats still demanding renewal of the expiring Obamacare subsidies. Back in 2013, it was a 16-day shutdown. 2019 was the longest at 35 days.
So Trump already holds the record because 2019 would have been the first Trump administration. He loves being the best. He's just trying to break his own record, maybe.
Yeah. Possibly.
Hey, we're almost halfway there.
Yeah, he is. So thousands of federal workers were laid off, and employee unions are now suing. The vice president has warned of more painful cuts still ahead. The Smithsonian museums are closed, flight delays at airports, and some federal workers are now missing paychecks. So We'll see where it goes. They're still fighting and getting nothing done for you.
And it really seems like, because when this started, I thought, okay, this is probably going to be a few days, maybe a week. This is what usually happens, and everybody does their, grandstanding, and then they end up coming to an agreement. But it seems like they're farther apart now than they ever have been.
Right, exactly. So news came out about Indiana's revenue coming in strong for September. We're going to get to that in just a bit, but right now, let's get a traffic update from WIBC's Matt Bear.
All right, Casey, Southside crash. Eastbound 465 before 65. Right lane block. Traffic stop and go to South Meridian. Delay time 3 minutes. Southbound 6570 construction slow down Michigan Street into the south split. Northeast side, eastbound 465 slow from Allisonville Road over to I-69. And a crash on the northeast side. This is 82nd Street at Craig. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy Bonton is back with even more easy. Press it for custom print shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
We do have sunshine and 77 in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. It's 93 WIBC.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Well, the Fed just sounded the alarm. The stock market is dangerously overvalued. And if your retirement savings are tied up in the market, this could be the smart time to protect and grow your savings outside of Wall Street. Hey, one option gives you a 20% upfront bonus. It's got a competitive return that's averaged 10% annually for the last 10 years.
So here's the simple math. If you invest $200,000, you get an upfront $40,000 bonus. That's $240,000. That $240,000 could earn 10% or $24,000 in the first 12 months. So in the first year, that original $200,000 could grow to $264,000. Get all the information from Bill Demery, your retirement guy. Call 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120. 648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling will pay you cash for your scrap metal. Raised Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling may seem familiar to you, and that's because they are. They're trusted local family-owned businesses going back 3 generations in Indy with their familiar orange logo and a name you know. But you may not know they'll pay you cash for your scrap metal. Cash is king. Your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, and brass will get you cash from Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Just drop it off, and you'll put cash in your pocket. Raised Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Local names you can trust with 2 locations.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Get cash for your scrap. Get started at farnsworthmetals.com.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how retailers become constantly connecting must-visit shops. How restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with our reliable business internet. Plus, stay connected when you add Wi-Fi backup for just $35 a month. And ask about a $400 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Wireless Connect requires business internet for additional monthly charge. Taxes and other fees extra. Prepaid card offer ends 11/16/25.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com. Paid for by Stellus Pharma.
Join us every Friday right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
You know when the weather turns cold and you go and you put on that winter coat and you reach in the pocket and maybe you find an old Kleenex or, hey, even a $20 bill. You're like, hey, all right, forgot this was in here. Do you think that's what happened with the state of Indiana? They reached into their coat pocket and realized, oh, we're running with some more money than we thought we had.
That would be like, the rainbows and puppy dogs version of state government would happen. I just feel like we're being played by all of this.
Yeah, Indiana tax collections, they're running $270 million ahead of projections after 3 months of the fiscal year. That's according to the latest monthly revenue report. But my question is, I thought that the governor and the legislature, they just raised taxes by $1 billion because they said there was no money.
Yeah, so let's back up to when the General Assembly was in session. They worked on the budget, got the budget all dialed in, great.
Right.
Session was coming to a close, and then the projection report came out. That was the big report that came out that said, oh, no, we're projecting a lot less revenue. So General Assembly went back to the drawing board and raised taxes by $1 billion. That's how we're going to fix this. We're going to raise taxes by $1 billion. And now all of a sudden it turns out that we, for the first quarter, got $270 million more than what we thought we were going to get from projections that are only a few months old.
Yeah, 6% of that came from sales tax. They also have more than 12% more than last year of individual income taxes. So you lucky guy, you're paying more.
How did they miss those projections that bad? It's not like there's a ton of new people coming into the state of Indiana and paying income taxes.
Well,
and funny, it's convenient. So we got $270 million. More than what we thought we'd get in the first 3 months of the year. So if you extrapolate that out to the whole year, if this keeps going on, magically there's that $1 billion shortfall that we had to raise taxes for.
Aha! Now, that leads me to this question.
All right.
Are they going to give that money back?
Oh, sure. That'll be the first thing they do. In fact, you know what?
They're going to lower that cost to cigarettes?
My guess is when they call a special session to do redistricting, I'm sure they'll take that tax cut right into heart. They'll be like, hey, turns out we don't need these taxes anymore. Let's give that money back to the people of Indiana. You think that's what's going to happen?
Sure. No, it's going into the general fund. So Governor Mike Braun, he said our state's monthly revenue report once again exceeds expectations. What do you mean once again? Because they just said they had to raise taxes because we were $1 billion short.
It does feel like we're getting played, doesn't it?
He said it's proof that the strong pro-growth foundation built under President Trump continues to fuel our economy. Well, that's good.
Right.
He's not taking any of the credit.
Right, no credit at all, right? It's because we're just doing an amazing job and we're so awesome, despite the fact that we raised taxes by $1 billion. Don't look at that. Look over here. Look over here. Don't look at the taxes that we raised by $1 billion. Look over here and how great we are. It's only because of our amazing leadership that we're exceeding projections and bringing in another $270 million.
He said we're going to keep building on that momentum to deliver results for Hoosiers through fiscal responsibility and conservative leadership. Is that how you're feeling? Are you feeling right now that your representation is practicing fiscal responsibility and conservative leadership?
Not feeling very conservative from a fiscal standpoint, and not at all. I'm not feeling anything except like I feel like we're getting played.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about what happened at Monday Night Football last night. You had two games.
Man.
I thought Monday Night Football was supposed to be one game. The NFL onto something. They're like, wait a minute. If one game is popular, 2 will be outstanding.
Well, this is good because they actually can stagger them. So now Monday Night Football starts at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
For years, there was one game, and it was starting as late as like 8:30 and even a little bit later. So now we got a game that starts at like 7 o'clock and one that starts at like 8:30, 8:45. So we get football a little bit earlier. Are you complaining because we're getting more football?
No, I would never do that.
No, the NFL's brilliant. Now we've got an international game every single week on Sunday. So we've got a 9:30 game every single Sunday. It's been fantastic.
Yeah,
And the Bears won last night.
Yeah, the Bears and the Commanders, they won barely.
Well, the Bears versus the Commanders. Yes, the Bears won.
They won at the last minute. And also the Falcons and the Bills. Now, you were talking with Rob earlier about that Bears win. And I do recall at the beginning of the season you saying you're done with the Bears. The Bills were your new team.
So
what happened?
No. That is true. Look, I'm from Chicago. I'm always going to be a Bears fan. But I love football so much that if I just put all of my fan energy into the Bears, I will be miserable. Because despite the fact that they won last night, the Bears are not a good football team and have not been a good football team in a long, long time. So for me to get my full maximum enjoyment out of football, I need alternate teams and alternate players that I can be into. And so I have chosen this year as my backup teams. Buffalo Bills, because I love Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It's a bummer that they lost last night. My other backup team, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because I love me some Baker Mayfield. That guy has turned. He's leading. He is the leading candidate to be MVP in the NFL right now.
That's really interesting. You pick it based on players. I pick it based on location. Like my team this year is the Ravens because our daughter lives in Baltimore, so I'm cheering for her hometown team.
And
see how that works?
How are the Ravens doing this year?
I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, let's talk about the Colts. They're doing pretty well.
Fantastic. 5-1.
5-1, right? Even though Anthony Richardson suffered that orbital fracture. Okay, what is an orbital fracture? It's a break in one or more bones surrounding the eye socket. Ouch. The orbital area includes the eyeball, eye muscles, nerves, and blood vessels. The cause is usually from blunt force trauma. He was doing something with a stretchy band, right?
Yeah, so he was warming up in pregame, and a typical stretch and exercise, they use these elastic bands. Think of like a really, really big rubber band. And they said it was a mishap with one of those stretching bands, which in my mind means that does that mean like it slipped and the rubber band came back and hit him in the face so hard that it cracked his orbital? Oh, that just sounds painful.
Yeah, it does. Vision temporarily affected. They're saying that he has no permanent eye damage, according to the medical staff. He will miss at least 4 games. He's been placed on injured reserve, but you know who the backup quarterback is.
Oh, I do know who now officially.
I've been saying this all along from the beginning of the season, and Hammer and Rob were making fun of me for it, and I was like, whatever, guys, but it's Riley Leonard.
Your Notre Dame Fighting Irish alumni, Riley Leonard, is now officially the number 2 quarterback on the Colts.
I'm representing Notre Dame today, actually. You can see that if you're watching on the YouTube. Just type in Hammer and Nigel into the YouTube search bar. Riley Leonard, he was the 6th round pick from Notre Dame. Now moving on up into the chart. You think he's nervous?
No, he's great. He's going to be a great chair. I feel terrible for Anthony Richardson. He was such a high round draft pick, and he's just not been able to stay healthy.
Yeah.
From a Colts perspective, though, I think this really cements their quarterback future going forward because it was a training camp battle between Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. And even though they went with Daniel Jones, you've got this former number 1, first round pick just from a couple of years ago sitting there. You felt like, well, if Daniel Jones falters, Anthony Richardson could slide right in. I think this is probably the injury that kind of cements Daniel Jones as the rock-solid first starting quarterback for the Colts, in addition to the fabulous season that Daniel Jones is having.
They're calling it a freak accident. And they're hoping, that is a freak accident. Hoping for a speedy recovery. Up next for the Colts, Chargers, and that game is Sunday at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, and back to the Bears real quick.
No.
No, let's go back to the Bears real quick because we all had a heart attack because they won it on a game-winning field goal with no time left. And as Bears fans, we remembered nothing but the double doink from several years ago where it hit the uprights twice and bounced out, and the Bears lost, and all us Bears fans are scarred for life. So even though we won last night, it was very nerve-wracking.
Yep. We've got your news update coming up from 93 WIBC.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. If you're living with a chronic condition like diabetes, chronic heart failure, or a cardiovascular disorder, you might count on extra support with your health care too. That's why United Healthcare offers chronic special needs plans with extra benefits and a large provider network to choose from. Visit uhc.com/Medicare to find out if you qualify today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Indiana can count on. Provider network may vary in local market.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
We set out to be the very best of the best, and past couple years we've actually achieved that. For all of the state of Indiana, we've been awarded the Dealer of the Year award twice now. Unlike other brands, that only gets handed to one dealer every year, and we're very proud to have won that twice.
Put the best to work for you at FamilyHVAC.net. Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Of all the times to buy a new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete offer details. Offer ends 10/31/2025.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Enough is enough. Governor Braun said he would listen to Hoosiers and stand up to Washington's plans to rig our maps. But now, those Washington insiders are coming to Indiana to finish the job. Unless we can stop them, we want our votes to count, our voices to be heard, and for lawmakers and Governor Braun to focus on issues that matter to us. Utility bills, inflation, taxes. Keep standing strong against redistricting at playfairindiana.com. Paid for by Indiana Conservation Voters.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
There's been arguing with little progress. Mostly sunny and 78 on Monument Circle, and 52 is your low tonight. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 3:32. The government shutdown is now in its 14th day as lawmakers still have not passed a spending bill to reopen and fund the government. Maryland Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen spoke about the importance of getting federal workers paid at some point because they're not getting paid right now.
When we support our federal employees, we are supporting every American across this land because the American people are the beneficiaries of the public services that our federal employees provide.
Democrats have said they would not support any funding legislation unless it extends subsidies for the Affordable Care Act that are set to expire later this year, which would cause health care prices to rise for millions of Americans. The case against former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez is moving to a new court after the Marion County judge assigned to the battery trial recused herself. Several hearings have been reshuffled as a result. You can read more about that at WIBC.com. The 20 remaining living hostages previously held in Gaza by Hamas are reunited with loved ones after Israel and Hamas reached a deal aimed at ending the war between them.
As we're seeing more and more of these reunions between former hostages and family members, we're also beginning to learn some of the conditions that these hostages had to endure for the past 2 years as they begin their road to recovery. One sentiment we are hearing over and over again from the freed hostages is gratitude. The gratitude they feel towards the negotiators, Israeli and American, who helped to get them free, towards the Israeli people who came out on the streets week after week to show their support, and to the Israeli soldiers who fought a war for 2 years to set them free.
That's Fox's Steve Harrigan reporting. Amazon says they're hiring 250,000 people in the U.S. with the holidays coming up. They're looking for full-time, part-time, and seasonal workers for their fulfillment and transportation teams. Employees can earn an average of $23 an hour plus benefits. And Taylor Swift's latest album is topping the Billboard 200 chart. The Life of a Showgirl is now Swift's 15th #1 album, breaking a tie with Jay-Z and Drake for the most all-time by a solo act. Only the Beatles have more with their 19 chart-topping albums. It's 3:34, your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220. That's Hammer and Nigel to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Afternoon traffic on WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, John, eastbound 70 delayed 3 minutes hard into the south split. Southbound 65 70 slow from Michigan Street to the south split. That's construction. And then southbound 65 stop and go from Raymond Street down to Keystone Avenue in that same construction zone. Along with northbound 65 from Raymond up to the south split, and that slowdown continuing up to Washington Street. Eastbound 70 delayed 3 minutes harding to the south split, and inbound 65 slow 21st to Meridian. Northeast side eastbound 465 is slow from Allisonville Road to I-69. A crash on the northeast side. It's 86th Street east of Meridian. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Cooling Weather Center forecast.
Partly cloudy skies tonight, lows near 54, and we'll see more cloud cover for tomorrow. A few sprinkles possible in the northern part of the state with highs cooler near 71. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yes, it was Sting that said, if I ever lose my faith in you. I think there's a line in this song where he says, I've lost my faith in the politicians. And according to some new polling, both in Indy Star and Indiana Capital Chronicle, new Indiana poll shows Hoosiers losing faith in both parties as well as their own leaders. Boy. Okay, let's talk about this. The state direction and political dissatisfaction. 53% of Indiana voters say that the state is on the wrong track.
I do want to go back to your line from Sting about the politicians, because it is pretty prophetic here. The line in the song is, you would say I lost my belief in our politicians. They all seem like game show hosts to me. That song's like 25 years old. Still pretty timely.
Still resonating, right? So this dissatisfaction, it spans all political groups. 71% of Dems, 61% of independents, only 26% of Republicans. And I know that Rob had touched on this earlier this morning, that when you look at the unfavorable views, Donald Trump has a rating of 49% unfavorable, and Mike Braun is sitting at 43% unfavorable, and the Secretary of State is at 17% unfavorable. He only has 5% favorable, so you have to question, nobody knows who he is. Like, how do they not know who the Secretary of State is. Oh, because it doesn't affect their lives?
But it's just not that. Look, people are busy. We have to remember we live in the state capital here. So state politics is always going to be front and center in everything we do and talk about because the capital's right here. If you live in Fort Wayne or Evansville or South Bend or Merrillville, these other population centers, state politics is hardly ever talked about in those areas.
Well, and that, just goes to show, I mentioned that Bo Bai, who's running for Secretary of State as a Democrat, he did this TikTok the other day where he was at the Colts game, and he was asking people if they knew who Diego Morales was, and every single answer was no.
And this poll proves that. Because 5% approval and, 17% disapproval?
Yep.
So that means that about 80% don't approve or disapprove, which means they don't have any opinion and likely to have never heard his name or don't know who he is or don't know enough about him to have an approve or disapprove opinion.
They were also asking about redistricting, and there were a couple different polls that were put out about this. A North Star poll said 53% oppose early redistricting, and there's another Unite America poll, 44% oppose it.
I thought the interesting part about that was, now keep in mind, this is a poll that was done of all registered voters. So there's Democrats and Republicans in here. But in one of those polls, they just split out the GOP voters. 59% of Republicans don't want this redistricting.
Right.
That's the crux of all of this. You've got this pressure from Washington on state lawmakers to do this redistricting. It's a supermajority Republican legislature, yet Republicans in the state just don't want anything to do with this. I mean, 60% is a pretty big margin. That's a pretty big number of your own party that says, yeah, we don't want to do this. Yet here they are kind of begrudgingly going down that road anyway.
This was a Unite America poll, and it just focuses on favorability, and Donald Trump looking much better there. When you ask Republicans, clearly he's dominating. 78% have a high opinion of him, but only 53% of Republicans are looking at our governor, Mike Braun, within the same light. So why is it that everybody is saying yes to Trump, but not such a strong yes to Governor Mike Braun?
Yeah, and that's really that's the red flag that I see from Braun's perspective in this poll. Because all of these numbers, I mean, it's not an election year, so people aren't as dialed into things as they normally would be in a big election year. We just came off the governor's election. How well is he doing compared to Donald Trump? Because you keep in mind, when we had the election, Donald Trump got more votes for president than Mike Braun got for governor, which means Donald Trump overperformed Braun. And now that looks like, according to this poll, that gap is widening even more, which does not look good for Braun. Not at all.
Why is the former governor, Eric Holcomb, polling higher than the current governor?
I'm going to say that just you usually see that, especially with presidents, as they leave office, their polling numbers tend to go up because
kind of a nostalgia thing.
Absolutely, people have nostalgia. It's human nature. We want to remember the good things and kind of not remember the bad things as much. But that's very common with presidential polling. When a president leaves office, give it a couple of years, their poll numbers always go up.
So not doing so well, according to these polls, the Secretary of State, also the Lieutenant Governor. But the one that really surprised me is that Senator Todd Young has a 46% favorability rating. This is among Republicans, higher than Senator Jim Banks, which is at 37%. Now, I mean, you may say that I'm wrong, but to me, there's not a lot of daylight between Jim Banks and Donald Trump. And Todd Young has said, I mean, he told Rob at the Stacks Pancake House he was going to continue to keep spending. He wasn't stopping. And he continues to be one of the highest spenders in Congress. So why is he getting such high marks?
Couple of things here. So I think we got to remember there's always going to be a certain percentage of these people that don't know who the politician is that you're talking about. That's why Diego's numbers are so low. So Jim Banks, probably his numbers are a little bit low because he's a first-term senator. He was a U.S. House rep before that, so people that lived in his district might know him. But if you live in another part of the state, he's not your House rep, so you probably don't know him. Todd Young's been in office for a decade now, and so he's got
a Marine.
He's a Marine. I've heard that before. So he's got a lot of name recognition. I think that's probably what's bolstering Todd Young's approval ratings in this poll, despite the fact that he told Rob Kendall at the Stacks Pancake House that he was proud of all that spending and was going to keep spending no
Gonna keep
matter
doing
what.
it. Indiana blackout plates, they've raked in $1.3 million so far. 40,211 blackout plates have been sold in Indiana. And now Indiana joining Iowa, Kentucky, and Minnesota, other states offering these blackout style plates.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, you now have the option when you get license plates. You could have you always had different choices to choose for things, but now it's an all black plate with white lettering on top of it, and you have to pay $45 for that, and that goes straight into the BMV's budget.
$34 of it does. Not all of it.
Okay,
$34
so a portion of the proceeds go to that, and Mike Braun has said they're going to use that to kind of upgrade the technical infrastructure of the BMV. But I love everything about this because it's a way for the state to earn revenue without forced confiscation via taxes. If this is something you want, okay, great. You can pay extra for it, and then the state will use that money, hopefully appropriately and in a cost-efficient manner.
Because they're so known for doing that.
Yeah, but at least this isn't, them taking our money against our will via taxes. This is a voluntary thing. If you want to have this plate because you think it looks cool on the back of your car, fine, you can pay extra money for that. This is an entire racket in states like Delaware. In Delaware, there's a public marketplace where you can buy and sell license plates.
What do you mean, like on eBay?
Yeah, there's a website. There's actually several websites where you can go to and log in, and people offer their license plates to sale. So the way it works in Delaware is the governor has number 1, lieutenant governor number 2, secretary of state number 3, and after that, everything 4 and above is open to the public, and people want lower numbers. So they pay more. People will pay tens of thousands of dollars to get a desirable number. Either maybe it's number 7 because you love Mickey Mantle, or number 23 because you love Michael Jordan, or number 6 because it's so low. There's this perceived cachet there. But again, back to the point is, it's a great way for states to generate revenue without having to tax people. If people want to voluntarily pay more because they think it's cool, great, wonderful. By the way, I saw my first blackout license plate.
Did you?
In Costco over the weekend.
Yeah.
There was a blackout license plate in Costco. It's kind of cool. I don't know if I'm paying $45 for one, but it was neat.
It's a design choice. The BMV commissioner says the new blackout plate is a win-win for Hoosiers. Many people are saying, though, it also makes it easier for the toll cameras to see your plate. And, of course, we know we've been told that the tolls are coming to Indiana.
That part of it I don't care for so much.
That part, not quite as cool. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show on 93 WIBC.
Struggling with chronic joint pain? Don't want risky surgery or endless pills? QC Kinetics is your answer. Our non-invasive treatment stimulates your body's own biologics and has a fantastic success rate without lengthy recovery or harmful medications. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. Whether it's stem cell, PRP, or a number of other revolutionary therapies, QC Kinetics should be the last call you make. Call 317-559-PAIN.
At Duke Energy, we're making Indiana's energy grid stronger and more resilient, ready for storms and growing energy demands. We're adding more power to the Indiana grid. We're using new innovations and smart technology to restore outages faster. And we're doing it all in cost-efficient ways to keep bills as low as possible while we serve you with reliable energy. Duke Energy, building a smarter energy future. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
This is Denny Smith, and C&J's having a water quality sale of whole home protection for what matters the most. Better water for your family. Remove forever chemicals, solids, and metals from the water you cook with and drink. Invest in a softener and a reverse osmosis, UV, or dechlorinator and save $400. Invest in 2 components and save $800. City water or well water, C&J, official partner of the Indiana Pacers and Fever, has great systems and great people too. 317-733-SOFT.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda of Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Well, who needs a lake when you can lease a 2026 HR-V LX all-wheel drive for $309 a month and 0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda of Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake. Visit our showroom off State Road 37 today. Tax and title fees not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only. 10,000 miles a year. Not combinable with other offers. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends October 31st. See dealer for details.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Technology Recyclers is the safe and ethical choice for your computer and electronics recycling. R2 certified, 100% landfill free, guaranteed destruction of data, and absolutely free pickups. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
At Advent, nasal congestion and sinus infections can be solved with an in-office 20-minute procedure. Elsewhere, expect surgery.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
The most extraordinary thing a woman can do is let herself be human. We try to do it all, sure, but what if we're just not feeling it? Like when the fatigue hits, but you gotta bring snacks to the soccer game? Or when the laundry's piling up, but that hot flash says, too bad. We get it. Franciscan Health has care for extraordinary women who can do it all, but don't have to. Visit franciscanhealth.org/OBGYN today.
Colts fans, they're on a roll, and so are we. It's the Colts Ultimate Tailgate, Sunday, October 26th at noon at the Slippery Noodle. Come pregame with WIBC for the wildest party before kickoff. Drink specials, tailgate games, prizes, and non-stop Colts hype. Details at WIBC.com.
Hey, Matt Bear, what's it looking like on the roads?
All right, Casey, eastbound 70 is stop and go right now. 3-minute delay Harding into the South Split. Inbound 65 also delayed 3 minutes from 21st to Meridian. And then construction slowdown southbound 65-70 from Washington into the South Split. On the northeast side, crash 86th Street east of Meridian. That's at Central. And inbound 69 now slowing down 106th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It is sunny and 78 now in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center on 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Of course, Hammer and Nigel are on vacation today. My name is Casey Daniels, and that is Jim that is hanging out with me in the studio. Yesterday, so much attention and energy paid to what was going on in the Middle East and the peace deal and what President Trump was saying and who he was meeting with and all of his travel. Of course, we'll be talking more about that coming up throughout the show. But one thing that kind of slipped by.
Shockingly slid under the radar because I thought that I would have seen a lot more about this. It was covered a little bit, but not much.
President Trump asked President Herzog to give Bibi Netanyahu a pardon and then praised him for being a wartime leader.
With you, I guess maybe something could happen to change my mind. Somebody that's really stupid gets into office and wants to do really bad things, but that's about it. We don't think we're going to have that happen. I hope we're not going to have that happen. And this man is a good man right here. These two men are good men right here. Hey, I have an idea. Mr. President, why don't you give him a pardon?
Tell by that reaction.
Yeah, there was kind of a mixed reaction in the crowd. There was some cheers and there was some whoas. And I think that seems like that was possibly an off-the-cuff comment by Trump. Like, that was not planned.
So this was in the Israeli parliament when Trump was giving his speech. All, the entire world looking upon this, every news outlet covering it live. And, for some context to this, Benjamin Netanyahu is been accused of corruption in his government. And there's been a bunch of Israeli Supreme Court rulings about this. And the Israeli Supreme Court said, yeah, it doesn't matter that he's prime minister. We can go ahead and prosecute him while he's in office. And so this has actively been going on. And for Trump to come out and say that, hey, why don't you give this guy a pardon? Very provocative and unlike anything we've seen from politicians before. But in some ways, I kind of respect Trump for saying the quiet part out loud, because regardless of what you think, politicians have been doing this kind of thing for 1,000 years. They've been making.
He just put it out there.
He was just upfront and honest about it.
Yeah, he said on Air Force One during a press gaggle, he said, "I didn't want to bring up the pardon, but it was just a perfect spot. It was good timing."
And again, being honest with ourselves. Politics is all about favors. What are you doing for me, and what am I getting in return, and what do you want from me, and that sort of thing. So he just did Benjamin Netanyahu a massive favor with this.
I think it's really interesting, the timing on that. It was almost like he was reading the room and he decided, yep, everybody's in a good mood. This thing is happening. Let's put it out there right now.
And, not by accident. If Trump did this, he did it very intentionally. Now, he might not have told Netanyahu, or he might not have told other people that he was going to do this, so it could have been a surprise to them. But Trump's no dummy. Everything he does is very strategic, and sounds like Netanyahu owes him one now.
So we've got the border czar in town. He was in town.
Tom Homan?
Yeah.
Border czar?
We'll talk about that coming up. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show. It's 93 WIBC.
Do you spend half your day walking or standing while working? If you have foot, knee, or low back pain, the Good Feet store wants to help you like we helped Tony.
Pain that I experience the most is foot pain from being on my feet all day. You're having to kind of talk to yourself through the whole shift, like, I got this, I can do this. Before, I felt defeated, and now it's like, all right, let's go. I'm ready. A whole new life, like sunshine coming on.
And here's Dennis.
Working at an amusement park, it's always on your feet. I just couldn't take it. I just couldn't believe that putting these arch supports in made that much of a difference that quickly. Good Feet just took that pain away, and I could do my job, and I could take care of my family. I know what my tomorrow is going to be. It's going to be positive, and it's going to be pain-free.
You deserve a better life, too. Stop into the Good Feet store today. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall, or in Greenwood, just off the 65.
Thanks to the Good Feet store. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Truck drivers, don't miss out on the unmatched consistency of a Schneider driving job. At Schneider, you can find a driving position that fits your lifestyle and goals, all while getting the pay you deserve. Plus, Schneider drivers operate state-of-the-art, well-maintained equipment and have access to award-winning benefits and a 24/7 support team. Explore Schneider's huge selection of driving jobs today and find your perfect fit at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Hi, I'm Becca, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As an in-house designer, I can't wait for you to see our incredible selection of stylish and stackable rings. If you're shopping for your wedding bands, we have high-quality designs for every style and budget, from romantic to modern. If you're looking to add to a stack, your options are endless. Discover styles with clusters of gemstones, sleek all-metal designs, updated cigar bands, and signet rings perfect for an engraving. Because a friend knows you like options. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Ultra, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Ultra helps Mike fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and get the deeply restorative sleep he needs so he can wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this, Monday.
ZQL Ultra. Not for colds, just for sleep. Really great sleep. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Of all the times to buy new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete offer details. Offer ends 10/31/2025.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, updates in the case of former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez and the Johnson County coroner who's facing criminal charges. What police know so far about a drug stop in Whitestown, plus a fundraiser is coming up in Hamilton County. Those stories and more right after Fox News on 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, and it's now 4 o'clock.
They will disarm. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That assurance from President Trump taking questions from reporters about Hamas.
And I spoke to Hamas, and I said, you're going to disarm, right? Yes, sir, we're going to disarm. That's what they told me. They will disarm, or we will disarm them. Got it?
That would be part of the peace plan that under Phase 1 included yesterday's release of remaining living hostages, including the brother of former hostage Yahir Horn, who is thanking President Trump.
Because of you, I'm alive. Thanks to you, I'm standing here today. And thanks to you, my little brother is finally home.
The Israeli military just confirming that 4 more bodies of dead hostages have been turned over to the Red Cross. This follows 4 released yesterday and leaves 20 hostages' bodies still believed to be in Gaza. President Trump's comments coming during a White House meeting with the president of Argentina, where he tied U.S. economic support to the country's upcoming legislative elections.
President Trump's says a $20 billion economic rescue plan for Argentina is meant to reverse years of bad policies and provide a boost to conservative President Javier Milei.
If he loses, we are not going to be generous with Argentina.
Milei has emerged as a close political ally of President Trump, and his party faces midterm elections later this month.
He's on the verge of a breakthrough, I think. I think he's really on the verge of tremendous economic success.
Critics call the economic assistance a bailout with little upside for U.S. taxpayers.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. A mixed finish on Wall Street. The Dow up 202 points at the bell, recovering from an early slide, but the S&P, which had also turned green, ends in the red, along with the NASDAQ. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The case takes another turn. You've got a mostly sunny sky, and it's 78 degrees in downtown Indy. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez is getting a new judge. Jarrett Lewis reports.
His case is moving to a new court after the Marion County judge initially assigned to handle the battery trial recused herself without a reason given. This announcement has now affected some dates where Sanchez was supposed to have pretrial hearings and then a jury trial. A pretrial meeting originally set for November 5th has been canceled, and Sanchez's final pretrial hearing is now scheduled for December 2nd and will be conducted remotely. The jury trial is set to begin on December 11th. Sanchez faces several charges, including felony battery for the stabbing incident involving him and another man in downtown Indianapolis earlier this month. Jarrett Lewis, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
Johnson County Coroner Mike Pruitt's now behind bars with no bond on accusations that he provided alcohol to teenage girls on multiple occasions over the last year. State Police Sergeant Kevin Getz says the investigation into Pruitt has been extensive.
I don't want the citizens to walk away thinking that this isn't a big deal. This is a big deal because this is an authority figure who's using his position of authority to take advantage of a juvenile.
Pruitt turned himself into the Johnson County Jail and was later transferred to the Brown County Jail for safety and security reasons. More than 24 pounds of cocaine were seized during a traffic stop in Whitestown Monday night, and a woman from Indianapolis named Teonia Miles was arrested. The cocaine is valued at about $176,000. If you need to get gas today, the Indiana gas average is $2.88 a gallon, according to AAA. It's $2.84 in Johnson and Morgan counties, and it's $2.88 in Marion County. The Good Samaritan Network of Hamilton County says they're ready to usher in the holidays with their 12th annual Festival of Trees. Their fundraiser takes place on November 22nd at the Embassy Suites in Noblesville. It features a cocktail reception, a gourmet dinner, and auctions of customs trees that are Christmas related. They'll also raise money for at-risk families in Hamilton County. It's 4:04, your traffic and weather next.
Picture this. Your career ends, your paycheck stops. Suddenly you're conducting your retirement with no sheet music. Don't let that happen. I'm Jason Hutchins, and after years of guiding Hoosier families through retirement planning, I put together some of the most important lessons into one simple, easy-to-read book, Orchestrate Your Retirement, a guide to composing a financially tuned plan. Get a copy mailed to you at no cost. Call 317-660-929. That's 317-660-929. This book is packed with real-world stories and strategies on income, Social Security, taxes, and how to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Call Guardian Wells Financial at 317-660-929. That's 660-929 and ask for your copy. No pressure, no strings attached. Supplies are limited, so when they're gone, they're gone. Orchestrate your retirement. The rhythm of your future starts here.
Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. Guardian Wells Financial is not affiliated with Creative One Wealth or with any government agency. Licensed insurance professionals.
With traffic at 4:05, Matt Bear, can you get to Indianapolis from Indianapolis right now?
Yeah, it might take a minute. Looking at inbound 65 stop and go, 21st to Meridian Street. That is a 2-minute delay. Southbound 6570 loaded up. Michigan Street to the south split. Eastbound 74-minute delay from Belmont into the south split. East side northbound 465 slow before Penn Pike. Inbound 69 stop and go traffic from 106th Street to 465. That's a 4-minute delay. North side eastbound 465 stop and go traffic from Michigan over to Meridian. Crash Fountain Square. This is Prospect at Shelby. Traffic sponsored by Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. Get your home ready for colder temps and holidays. Benjamin Franklin of Indianapolis is here to help. Everything from plumbing inspections, water heaters, and more. Book now at BenjaminFranklinPlumbingIndy.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
In the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
We're tracking another quiet and chilly Tuesday night under mostly clear skies. Lows will be down to the mid-50s, and then we're in for a cooler Wednesday with more cloud cover. Skies will turn partly to mostly cloudy with high temperatures only in the upper 60s to lower 70s, which is closer to normal for this time of the year. Thursday, highs will remain stuck in the lower 70s, but we will see more sunshine return to the forecast by then with dry air and light winds in place. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! Hammer and Nigel with the day off. My name is Casey Daniels. Jim is with me, and Tom Homan was here in Indiana today. He was discussing with legislators and also the Attorney General about the illegal aliens in the Hoosier State. They moved the event from the atrium to the House chamber, closed it to the public and the media, although it was live streamed. At one point, the Attorney General, Todd Rokita, said there is no country and therefore no Indiana if we don't have a border, and every state is now a border state. The Lieutenant Governor put out a message thanking the Attorney General and also Representative J.D. Prescott for bringing Tom Homan to Indiana. One other thing that Todd Rokita did, he was calling out Liz Brown, who is a rep for...
Again?
He called her out by name during the event for stalling HB 1531 last session, and that bill would have prohibited employers from knowingly hiring undocumented immigrants. The governor also said in one of his first acts as governor, he made it clear that Indiana would not be a safe haven for illegal immigration. He said that he empowered IDHS to perform immigration functions like arrests. And he also said that he made 1,000 beds available at the Miami Correctional Facility to house any illegals.
This made sense. Tom Homan coming to town and appearing in an event that was, put on by, many people, but one of them including Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita. Rokita has made this a pretty big part of what he does every single day. We've known that he's filed lawsuits and threatened lawsuits against a lot of communities in the area who've said that they wouldn't cooperate with ICE. And so he's raised the profile of that. So the Attorney General of Indiana and Tom Homan certainly been on the same page when it comes to immigration, and not a surprise that this event took place.
There was a Harris poll that was put out, and it was asked specifically about this. Immigration enforcement is very popular. Here's your takeaway. 56% support deporting all immigrants that are here illegally. 76% Republicans, 54 independents, and then, of course, it goes down to 36% of Democrats. A lot of media headlines suggesting that ICE enforcement popularity is shrinking, but that is completely contradicted when you look at that polling data.
Yeah, that's a big number, 56%. And that's everybody, Republicans, independents, Democrats, 56% of the population of the country believes that illegal immigrants should be deported. And then you've seen some other polls talking about specifically as it relates to ICE and the way these deportations are being carried out, and the numbers soften a little bit. And I think that's because you see a lot of video on social media and the news of video that just make people uncomfortable with the way
affects their sensibilities,
with the way ICE is doing the deportations. Look, law enforcement is not a pretty business most of the time, but it's absolutely necessary to be done.
Yeah.
But I think that's where you see the difference here is people are definitely in this country. That is just a winning argument, and one that helped Trump, take the White House, because he made immigration one of his absolute top priorities, and it was so popular. Where you see this kind of soften is the videos that come out of how ICE is executing that, and that can make some people uncomfortable and lower support a little bit for the way it's being done. But keep in mind, the idea that illegal immigrants should be deported is a massively popular issue.
Yeah, and it could become a defining issue in the midterms as well. And if you're an elected official and you're ignoring this data, well, guess what? You're going to risk some backlash, especially if you're in a battleground area.
Well, it's been proven already. I mean, we saw that in the presidential election. Biden had these wide open borders with millions and millions of illegal immigrants coming in. He named Kamala Harris the border czar.
Yeah.
And she did absolutely nothing with that title.
Including going to the border.
Absolutely nothing with that. And that was 100% probably one of the biggest reasons why Trump won the election, because it was such a clear line. Biden was going to leave the borders open, millions of illegals coming in. Trump said he'd shut it down on day one. He did shut it down on day one, and the illegals crossing the border have virtually stopped. So a huge win for Trump on a hugely popular issue.
So on Saturday Night Live, Tina Fey returned, and she was impersonating Kristi Noem, Secretary of Homeland Security. And guess what they did? They turned around and made it into an ad, and it went like this.
Our government agents are working without pay. Luckily, my boys at ICE don't mind. They're in it for the love of the game. And how did I find them? By running ads like this.
Lord have mercy.
Okay, so you've got the beginning of this ad, which is from Saturday Night Live.
They just pulled the actual clip from SNL.
And then they transition into a real ICE recruitment video. And they've got... it features some raids and some slogans that say defend the homeland, get criminals out, make history, save America. And then at the end, it says ICE is hiring. Join us.
The Republicans have done a spectacular job of blunting any sort of pop culture memes or videos out there that have been making fun of them. You can go all the way back to South Park when they made fun of J.D. Vance and Trump, and they basically Republicans just laughed it off and kind of leaned into it. And now here you have them again making fun of Kristi Noem, and they've leaned into it and said, yeah, absolutely. That's actually pretty funny. And we're going to use that to try and hire new members for ICE.
Right. We're going to take your satire and use it to our advantage. So in many areas, National Guard deployment has happened to defend ICE facilities, and more polling on that. 52% of voters support the use of National Guard to defend these ICE facilities. I mean, it's happening. LA, Chicago, Memphis, DC, Portland.
The media is going to keep telling us how awful this is and how terrible it is and how it's hugely unpopular, but it's just not the case, and these polls support that. Now, obviously, we know polls are just a snapshot in time, so this could certainly change as things go forward. For right now, Trump's position on immigration, very, very popular and continues to be that way.
Okay, so there have been hundreds of people in Portland that have been protesting outside of the ICE facility there, and they were laying in the street, laying on a bridge, a big bicycle rally, and they were naked. Why are they naked?
It's Portland. You know what? I have a feeling that half of Portland is naked all the time anyway, so they just happen to be at a anti-ICE rally. But yeah, I saw, unfortunately, way more video of this than I wanted to.
What does being naked have to do with it?
Nothing. It just attracts attention. But there were for a while there were way too many wieners on my Twitter feed. It was not a good scene. It was not a good look. And I think that we've hopefully seen the last of naked protests.
Yeah, federal judges in a lot of states have tried to block or restrict Trump's National Guard deployments. And speaking of Donald Trump, he said that he thinks that he may not get into heaven.
This was kind of a weird video that came out yesterday.
This is number 12, Allison. He was saying he was talking to, I believe he was talking to Peter Doocy. They were on Air Force One, and he said he doesn't think that there's anything that will get him into heaven.
A little cute. I don't think there's anything going to get me in heaven. Okay, I really don't. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. I may be in heaven right now as we fly in Air Force One. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make heaven, but I've made life a lot better for a lot of people. And as an example, had the election of 2020 not been rigged, you would have millions of people living just in Russia, Ukraine alone. That would have never happened, and it didn't happen for 4 years.
So you have to ask, what religion is Donald Trump?
That's a great question, and I'd never really even paid attention to it before.
Once he identified as Presbyterian, but in 2020, he told Religion News Service that he began considering himself a non-denominational Christian. And Melania Trump, in 2017, she met with the late Pope Francis, and she revealed that she was Catholic when she asked him to bless her rosary beads.
I think the press is making a big deal about this. This was on Air Force One day. I think this was just Trump freestyling and speaking casually and having some fun at the press and just talking about whatever's off the top of his head. But I do like that he used it as an opportunity to get another dig into Biden and how he, had the election stolen from him in 2020.
Is This Anything is on the way next, but first let's check in with Matt Bear and get a traffic update.
Eastbound 70 delayed 4 minutes, Belmont to the south split. Inbound 65, 2-minute delay 21st down to Meridian, and southbound 65-70 jammed up north split to the south split because of construction. West side southbound 465 slowing at 38th Street past West 21st Street. Northbound 465 slows 86th Street up to 865. Inbound 69 slow from 106th Street to 465, delayed 2 minutes. And on the east side, southbound 465 slow from 70 down to Brookville Road. Crash Fountain Square. This is Prospect at Shelby, and a crash on the northeast side, 86th Street at Central. Traffic sponsored by 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. School started, but summer temps are still here. Stay cool with 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, 24/7 availability and free second opinions. Book now at onehourairindy.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It is sunny and 78 in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center on 93 WIBC.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how retailers become constantly connecting must-visit shops. How restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with our reliable business internet. Plus, stay connected when you add Wi-Fi backup for just $35 a month. And ask about a $400 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Wireless Connect requires business internet for additional monthly charge. Taxes and other fees extra. Prepaid card offer ends 11/16/25.
This is the Our Idea is Ready to Launch vision. This is the Create Great Jobs vision. This is the We Need More Space vision. This is Busey, where your business visions become realizations. Through securing capital for growth and comprehensive strategies that ensure a prosperous future. Because thriving businesses mean thriving people and thriving communities. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Of all the times to buy new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete offer details. Offer ends 10/31/2025.
Pat Sullivan here, hoping not to spook you, but you could have a clogged drain and not even know it, which could result in a horror story. Have no fear. As part of their Halloween spooky deals, my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling are offering a $43 mainline snaking plus a free camera inspection. And the best part, if they don't get your drain flowing, it's free. Nothing scary about that deal. Call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today to schedule an appointment.
You ready to build your custom dream home? Check out Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield. See one of their model homes in person anytime. It is a great way for you to experience the customization and quality of a Joyner Homes custom-built home. Plus, you can meet with a new home specialist to learn about their building process. Available lots if you don't already have one. Find out about floor plans and where they build. Model homes are open 7 days a week from noon to 5, and walk-ins are welcome. Find out more at joynerhomes.com.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Is This Anything? Brought to you by the Attorney General's Office here in Indiana. The Attorney General's Office reunites Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. Fast, easy, and free to search at indianaunclaimed.gov. I saw this showing up on my feed because it happened 43 years ago. This is a It's an old CBS News report by Dan Rather. He's warning that if we don't stop digging up carbon and burning it, 25% of Florida will be underwater. Now, 43 years ago is when this came out, so I suspect that any day now, Florida is going to be completely underwater.
Right, sell your beachfront property right now. It's going to happen any minute, I swear.
Here's the clip.
Concern about rising temperatures on planet Earth heated up a hearing here in Washington today. For years, scientists have theorized about the dangers of the so-called greenhouse effect, the warming of the Earth's atmosphere due to the burning of coal and oil. And in recent months, as David Culhane reports, research has uncovered facts to support that theory.
How about those facts now?
Yeah, where are those at 43 years later? I mean, this was always part of the problem that the environmental groups had, is they talked in such hyperbole and all these dire end-of-the-world warnings for decades now, and yet none of them have come true. Lose your credibility pretty quick when that happens.
When I was thinking about Dan Rather, I was thinking about the REM song, What's the Frequency, Kenneth? Because wasn't that song written about him?
Yeah, so most people don't know this. So the REM, very big hit called What's the Frequency, Kenneth, came out in the 90s. It was based off of this bizarre incident where in the early 80s, Dan Rather was, mugged on the way to the CBS studios to do his evening news. And this guy kind of roughed Dan Rather up a little bit and just kept yelling at him, What's the Frequency, Kenneth? So Dan Rather then goes and does the CBS evening news with like his hair all tousled and messed up and his shirt crooked and tells the story about how he got mugged on the way to the studios that day. And the guy just kept yelling, What's the Frequency, Kenneth? And then years later, for some reason, REM made it into a big hit song.
Yeah. So that made me start thinking about all the songs that are about media or mention media, whether it's TV or radio or newspaper. And I thought, let's see if you can get these songs. So are you ready for this?
Okay, so all of these songs have a reference toward media somewhere.
Yes,
You're going
correct.
to play a clip.
Yep.
And I've got to do what?
Title and artist.
Title and artist?
Yes.
All right, let's
You're
do it. Come on.
Former music disc jockey. This
Yeah.
should be easy peasy for you.
Don't set me up like that.
Media, title, and artist. Here's your first song. Go.
That's Billy Joel. We didn't start the fire.
Walter Winchell is who he mentions there, who was a British columnist.
Right, famed journalist.
All right, you got that one.
Okay, good. One for one.
Here's your next song, title and artist.
I'll let the song play before I answer.
Easy, right?
Dirty Laundry, Don Henley, not the Eagles. Don Henley solo.
Very good.
2 for 2.
Very
How many
good.
of these am I doing?
You're doing 5. You're on a roll
Okay.
here. Here's your next one. I think this one might stump you.
New York Times said it was the coldest winter in 17 years.
Yep.
I didn't feel so cold then.
It's Bob Dylan,
Yes.
Tangled Up in Blue.
No. You're getting a half point for this one. It is Bob Dylan. Allison, what's the name of the song?
Talkin' New York.
Talkin' New York.
I was never a big Dylan fan.
Okay.
So.
Here we go. Title and artist. All these songs reference the media in somehow. Here's your next one.
Okay.
6 o'clock TV hour, don't get caught in foreign tower slashing.
Oh, it's the easy one. REM, it's the end of the world as we know it.
Well, we'll take it. It's the end of the world.
I'm sorry, I went with the full full verbiage on it there. It's a shorter title, but still, you're not going to get me on a technicality here. That counts.
Second REM reference in this segment. All right, you've got 3.5 here. So let's see if you get this last one.
There was 57 channels and nothing on. 57 channels.
You put this in here on purpose, didn't you?
I did.
This is Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
And it's 57 channels and nothing on.
Very good.
Yes, that is Bruce Springsteen,
I did that.
Rob Kendall's absolute favorite artist of all time.
I was thinking about him. I was like, if I don't include that song, he'll be really angry.
Right, you'll hear about it tomorrow. Heard you did a bunch of song clips and then that one Bruce Springsteen song in
That's
there.
right. 57 channels and nothing on. You did all right.
That's pretty good. 4 for 5. I'll take it. Actually,
Yeah.
4.5 out of 5.
You did all
I
right.
got Dylan, just not the title.
Yes. Oh, Dylan tripping you up. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show. It's 93 WIBC.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda of Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Well, who needs a lake when you can lease a 2026 HR-VLX all-wheel drive for $309 a month and $0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda of Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake.
Visit our showroom off State Road 37 today. Tax and title fees not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only. 10,000 miles a year. Not combinable with other offers. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends October 31st. See dealer for details.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Enough is enough. Governor Braun said he would listen to Hoosiers and stand up to Washington's plans to rig our maps. But now, those Washington insiders are coming to Indiana to finish the job. Unless we can stop them, we want our votes to count, our voices to be heard, and for lawmakers and Governor Braun to focus on issues that matter to us. Utility bills, inflation, taxes. Keep standing strong against redistricting at playfairindiana.com. Paid for by Indiana Conservation Voters.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Let's check. Yep, the government is still shut down. Mostly sunny and 78 degrees in downtown Indy with lows tonight in the 50s. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:30. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says he's open to negotiating with Republicans on a bipartisan funding agreement that meets the needs of working-class Americans.
But there has to be a willingness amongst Republicans to actually have a conversation.
Democrats want to reverse Republican cuts to subsidies in the Affordable Care Act. Republicans insist that their continuing resolution is nonpartisan and funds the government at current spending levels. Today is the 14th day of the shutdown. The ceasefire in Gaza appears to hold, but there are concerns regarding Hamas's refusal to disarm. President Trump, though, saying earlier today that won't be a problem.
They're going to disarm, and because they said they were going to disarm. And if they don't disarm, we will disarm them.
An Israeli military agency accused Hamas of violating the agreement by releasing deceased hostages slower than many had planned. The U.S. military carried out another strike on a suspected narcotics boat near Venezuela. Fox's Jared Halpern.
President Trump says 6 people were killed aboard a vessel associated with narco-terrorist networks. The president has authorized the military to carry out strikes on boats suspected of trafficking illegal drugs to the U.S. as they travel in international waters. This is the 5th known strike to target vessels near the coast of Venezuela. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill have demanded answers about the operations and the legal justification for the military strikes, absent authorization from Congress. Some Democrats argue the strikes could violate both U.S. and international law. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Los Angeles County is home to the most burglarized city in the U.S. Security research company Safewise gives the distinction to the city of Vernon, California. Safewise says they compiled the list using publicly available FBI crime data from 2023, showing burglaries per 100 people. More than half of the people in Vernon were burglarized that year. And season 4 of Bridgerton is set to debut in January of next year. Netflix has revealed the release dates and teaser trailer for the hit show. It's arriving in 2 parts, with the first 4 episodes debuting January 29th and the remaining 4 dropping February 26th. The series is based on Julia Quinn's romance series about 8 siblings in the Bridgerton family, and Netflix is set to adapt all 8 books, with the streamer renewing the series for seasons 5 and 6. And it's time for your WIBC closing bell report. Well, the Dow had a good day. They finished up 203 points at 46,270. The S&P 500, though, dropped 10 points to 6644, and the NASDAQ lost almost 173 points to 22,521. It's 4:32. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling. BOOHER. BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with the free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. BOOHER. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
With traffic now, here's Matt Bear.
Inbound 65, 4-minute delay, 21st to West Street. Eastbound 70, 3-minute delay, Harding into the South Split. Serious crash on the south side is Keystone Avenue at Raymond. A vehicle rolled. Somebody's trapped inside of a vehicle. Also a crash, Fountain Square, Prospect at Shelby. East side northbound 465, slow after East 56 to I-69. Inbound 69, stop and go traffic, 106th Street down to 82nd. That's a delay of 3 minutes. Northwest side, northbound 465 slows from 86th Street up to 865, and northbound 65 slow from 465 up to West 86th Street. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry! Offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A mostly clear Tuesday night is ahead with lows down into the mid-50s. Wednesday, we're going to see a cooler day emerge with partly to most only the upper 60s to low 70s. I'm with TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hammer and Nigel are both out today. My name is Casey. That is Jim that is with me in the studio today. And we continue on with this conversation about media. CNN's Christiane Amanpour, she faced some backlash after saying that Israeli hostages held by Hamas were, quote, probably being treated better than the average Gazan. And that remark was made during a live segment with CNN's Caitlin Collins, and they were discussing the lack of media access inside Gaza. And then Christiane Amanpour later made an on-air apology. Now, this clip has the original thing that she said, a little beep, and then her apology. Take a listen.
Got it.
You know, they're probably being treated better than the average Gazan because they are the pawns and the chips that Hamas had. Now, earlier live on air, I spoke about what a day of real joy this is for Israeli families whose loved ones are finally being returned from 2 years of horrific Hamas captivity, and for civilians in Gaza who finally had a reprieve from 2 years of brutal and deadly war. I noted that for the hostages who are finally home, it'll take a long time for them to recover mentally and physically, but I regret also saying that they might have been treated better than many Gazans because Hamas used these hostages as pawns and bargaining chips. But that was insensitive and it was wrong. From speaking to many former hostages and their families, like everyone, I've been horrified at what Hamas has subjected them to over 2 long years.
Okay, so Trump's former envoy said that she's a sick woman. Ted Cruz's advisor said that she's always sided with terrorists. A Newsmax host said that she's one of the biggest pieces of you-know-what in the mainstream media. Amanpour said that she's just repeatedly requested access to Gaza to help her colleagues report on what is happening there. And that's why she said it.
Well, I mean, it's obviously just factually untrue. Dozens, if not hundreds, of Israeli hostages died in custody, and some were tortured and murdered there while they were being held. So that's part of it. But this is a pattern with Christiane Amanpour, and it's not surprising that so many from the Trump administration and other Republicans have come out and said things like this. In 2023, she had to apologize for comments she made. There was an incident where 3 British Israelis were killed during a terrorist attack, and she had to backtrack on some comments she made about that. That's just 2 years ago that she did this. And then going back even further, she had some controversy because she kept challenging CNN's internal procedures and policies because she felt, get this, she felt CNN was too pro-Israeli. CNN being too pro-Israeli. So this is a pattern from Christiane Amanpour where she clearly sides with not only terrorists, but also, against Israel in every single position. And something we've always got to keep in mind. These journalists at the national level like this are not as unbiased as they try and push themselves off of. They all have these biases, and Christiane Amanpour, having to apologize for the second time in 2 years is an awful look for her and a terrible look for CNN.
Well, what is it that I always say? It used to be the news, they'd give you the news and you'd make your opinion. Now they give you their opinion and you have to decide what is news.
What the news is.
Yeah.
But just a terrible look for CNN on what was a huge news day yesterday with the peace deal being signed.
Another bad look for CNN. And it's
Shame.
people, and they wonder why Donald Trump doesn't like them and calls Caitlin Collins that nasty woman.
That nasty woman.
Yeah, Christiane Amanpour, she started in CNN in 1983. Her first major story was the Iran-Iraq war. She left ABC in 2012, went back to CNN, and she's currently CNN's chief international anchor.
She's been doing it forever, like you said, from the Iran-Iraq war. That was in the late 80s, and she was there during the first Gulf War. She covered, the war in Bosnia-Herzegovina for years. She's done an incredible amount of international journalism. She just can't help
interject her own opinions.
Interjecting her own opinions, which are clearly anti-Israel.
So there were some new rules that were passed down from the Pentagon in regards to the press, and some news organizations aren't going along with it. You've got the New York Times, the Associated Press, Newsmax, the Washington Post, Reuters, and also The Atlantic announcing that they will not sign a Defense Department document which outlines the new press rules. They say that this new policy threatens basic press freedoms and it will potentially punish journalists for routine or constitutionally protected reporting. From what I can gather, is what they're asking is that they have to be identified as press at the Pentagon.
Well, part of that, too, is they are not allowed to ask questions that go outside of what the Pentagon has decided they want to talk about today. And that's really the big problem that these journalists are fighting. And so as somebody, I've worked in media for 30 years. I've worked around journalists my entire career. I've hired journalists. I've trained journalists. I've been around that forever. And I'm going to say something that may make some people upset about this, but these news organizations, it's totally within their right, and it is journalistically correct for them to not sign this document from the Pentagon. Now, the Pentagon can do whatever they want. I mean, having press access is not a right.
It's not a right. It's a privilege.
It's certainly a privilege. And so in this case, both parties are right. The Pentagon can run their press briefings however they want to run their press briefings and require journalists to sign specific documents to be part of that. And the journalists and news organizations can also choose not to sign those documents. But if you believe in true unbiased journalism and the way journalists are trained and done right, this is a document that journalists shouldn't sign because it restricts their ability to ask questions on any topic that they want to.
Well, I see. Here's the thing that I don't understand about this is they can always ask the question and not get an answer. there are national security issues at hand when you're talking about the Pentagon.
I think the issue is that if they deviate, if they were to sign this document and say, yep, we're not going to ask this question, but then they ask the question anyway, then they're
breaking the rule.
They're breaking the rule, and their credentials would be revoked.
So the Pentagon is saying that reporters who don't sign the agreement will have to surrender their credentials and also vacate their Pentagon offices the very next day. So who's left there? We'll find out. You've got the World Food Championship coming to Indianapolis. This is the 13th second consecutive year that this event will be held in Indianapolis, considered one of the largest competitive cooking events worldwide. They're going to have about 1,500 competitors. They range from being home cooks to professional chefs, barbecue teams, and they're all competing for $450,000 in prize money and also bragging rights.
And who holds the bragging rights? That's right. Last year's winner, Indianapolis's very own Colin Hilton. So Indianapolis, the defending world food champions. Let's see if we can't make it back-to-back by taking 2025 as well.
This is going to take place the 16th through the 19th at the Indiana State Fairgrounds.
That's this weekend.
It is this weekend. And they say that, the Indiana Office of Tourism says one of the reasons they do this is obviously to attract visitors and workers and promote Indiana's culinary identity. We have a culinary identity?
We do now. Our identity is we're the
breaded pork tenderloin?
We're the defending world
Sugar
champions.
pie?
The defending world champions. That's our identity.
Okay. All right. Well, they say it also supports small food businesses. Everybody likes to eat. As long as you go and you get some samples of that food. Probably smells really good, too.
Right. And it's a big deal. And they put on a big production, and it's a good show. And so it would be a good event to go to. Again, it runs Thursday through Sunday at the Indiana State Fairgrounds.
They say that just as Indianapolis is the hub for auto racing and amateur sports, it could become also the center for competitive cooking.
Now, I went on a rant not too long ago about how my favorite genre of food. I'm a barbecue guy.
Yeah,
more than Chinese,
Trax
Mexican,
barbecue
American,
in
Italian.
McCourtsville.
I am a barbecue guy. I'm a barbecue connoisseur. I will take that over any type of food every day. What is your favorite genre of food?
Mexican.
Oh, didn't even have to think about that.
Yeah, no.
100% Mexican.
Yeah. It's always the same ingredients, just put together in a different way.
And what's your preferred way? You go into your standard Mexican restaurant. What is your standard order?
Why are you asking me when you know what it is?
I know the answer, but I want everybody else to know about it.
Chimichanga.
Chimichanga,
Yeah,
delicious.
Chicken chimichanga. There you go. But you mentioned barbecue.
Yeah.
Trax barbecue. Hands down.
Look, I've eaten barbecue from
the best.
From everywhere. I've eaten barbecue in the South. I've eaten it in Memphis, in the Carolinas, in Texas, in California. In my opinion, Trax Barbecue in McCourtsville is the best barbecue I've ever had.
And why is that?
Because it's delicious?
Well, because not only is the barbecue good.
Oh, part of this, yeah.
The side dishes.
Well, most places fall down in some area. Most barbecue places, their brisket's great, but their pulled pork stinks. Or their, smoked turkey's fantastic, but their sides are terrible. Trax knocks it out of the park.
Every
single meat option is fantastic. Every single side, their desserts are all bangers. I've never seen anything like it before, and now I'm ready to get out of here and drive to McCourtsville and get Trax right now.
The World Food Championships, they're going to have participants from 40 states and up to 20 countries, and it's making me hungry too. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show. It's 93 WIBC.
Well, the Fed just sounded the alarm. The stock market is dangerously overvalued. And if your retirement savings are tied up in the market, this could be the smart time to protect and grow your savings outside of Wall Street. Hey, one option gives you a 20% upfront bonus. It's got a competitive return that's averaged 10% annually for the last 10 years.
So here's the simple math. If you invest $200,000, you get an upfront $40,000 bonus. That's $240,000. That $240,000 could earn 10% or $24,000 in the first 12 months. So, in the first year, that original $200,000 could grow to $264,000. Get all the information from Bill Demery, your retirement guy. Call 317-648-5120. That's 317 648-5120. 648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. I know finding a dream engagement ring can be overwhelming, but don't worry, we got you. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond at Shane Company is truly the best of the best. Our team travels the world to see diamonds up close, in person. We handpick each one for its unique fire, brilliance, and scintillation. Diamond buying is an art. Of course, we look at cut, color, clarity, and carat, known as the 4 C's. But that's not all. We also look at how each diamond looks on a hand, where it will be worn, how it makes you feel, and if it's worthy of a Shane Company customer. That type of expertise only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. We also think about your budget. We only pick the best in each grade in all shapes and sizes. Your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or shaneco.com and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Owner Danny Reinhardt's daughter Kim says her dad has a daily influence on the way customers are treated.
Dad's built a great business, and it's an honor to be able to keep carrying it on, and his work ethic and the way he treats customers, and that's something that I want to carry on and treat people the same way.
You can call on Reinhardt Heating and Cooling at 317-745-4526. Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard dealer.
Fostech is the family-owned business that makes incredible firearms right here in Indiana. Fostech, created by 2 career firefighters and 1 U.S. Air Force veteran, they create special, unique firearms. American craftsmanship meeting cutting-edge technology. Their Origin 12 shotgun is the envy of the industry, and all their products are designed, machined, assembled, and tested right here in Indiana. Follow Fostech on Facebook and Instagram at Fostech_INC. Find a dealer near you, or visit Fostech.com. That's Fostech. Fostech.com. Use promo code WIBC for 10% off your order.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Head to the contest page at WIBC.com and enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Dancing with the Stars Wednesday, February 25th at Old National Center.
And with your traffic update, here's WIBC's Matt Bear.
Crash at Kessler Boulevard East at Allisonville Road. Somebody's hurt in that crash. Also, northbound 465, northwest side slows. 86th Street up to 865. Southbound 65 slow from 865 to Dog Lake down to 86. Eastbound 465, stop and go Keystone Avenue past Allisonville Road. At inbound 69 slow, 96 to 82nd. East side, southbound 465 slow after 70 down to South Shadeland Avenue. Inbound 65, 3-minute delay, 21st to Meridian. Southbound 65, 70, a 3-minute delay. North split to the south split. Eastbound 74-minute delay from Harding into the south split. And on the south side, crash Keystone Avenue at East Raymond. That's a rollover crash with entrapment. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry! Offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Sunshine and 78 right now in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center on 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Donald Trump is on the latest Time magazine. It says his triumph, the leader Israel needed, how Gaza heals. So let me describe this picture for you.
Okay, hit me.
if you have the camera down below and pointing it up towards Trump.
That's already a terrible start. If I've learned anything from Instagram over the years, you do not want the camera down low looking up to you. In fact, you want the opposite. Usually you want the camera up high.
And Donald Trump was looking off in the distance. Of course, he's wearing his blue suit and a red tie, and the background is just a light gray-blue sky, and then time is in white. The border is red. And Donald Trump is not happy about this picture. He said that Time magazine always uses the worst photo of all time for him. And I have to agree with him. I can understand why he would be upset with this picture, because it's really focused on the turkey neck portion of him.
I just pulled it up.
I wouldn't want that either.
I just pulled it up. It's not a good look.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like, yeah, you're right. He's got kind of the 80-year-old turkey neck thing going on. But it also, his hair it looks like he looks like he's half bald kind of in the photo.
He said, they've disappeared my hair. What are they doing and why? He said that they made him look like a floating clown, and it was super bad. Now, a lot of people have posted a different picture of him with, the Time magazine superimposed on it online, and they're telling people to share this picture instead. It's a much more visually pleasing picture.
This is what the cover should be.
Right.
It's
This
not
is
going to be
what
this,
it should
but
be.
it should be.
And it does. It seems like they do like to choose pictures that, I don't know, they could have done better.
So you're saying that a liberal news outlet is choosing photos of Donald Trump that doesn't put him in a flattering light?
Some people are saying that the
Shocking.
photo looks spiritual and angelic, the way his head is tilted upwards and he's looking, off in the distance, and the lighting almost like he has a halo.
Well, it almost looks like the sun is kind of behind it, blocked out from his head, so you've got kind of the aura or the brightness of the sun around him, and it does give off that vibe a little bit. But that portion of it aside, it is not an attractive photo of Donald Trump.
Yeah, you can read into
unfortunately.
it what you want to see, but I mean, I'm focusing on his neck, and I would not. I would not want that picture.
Cannot
myself.
stop looking at his turkey neck.
I wouldn't want that photo of myself out there. I understand where he's coming from.
The moral of the story is, if you're taking photos or selfies, you want that camera pointed high, looking down on you.
Pointed high, looking down, make sure the lighting is good, and do all of that. We've got more to talk about with Donald Trump coming up, and we're also going to hear something that his granddaughter had asked him, which I love it when he hangs out with Kai Trump, because they have real conversations.
It seems everything comes across as such a genuine, honest relationship that he has with his granddaughter.
He's just a granddad.
It just humanizes him, and
it does.
I do love those two together.
So we'll get to that coming up. It is the Hammer and Nigel show. It's 93 WIBC.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1 day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Of all the times to buy new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus, get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete offer details. Offer ends 10/31/2025.
America respects our first responders and veterans, the brave whose business is taking action when calamity strikes. It's dangerous work, often surrounded by sirens, shouting, even gunfire, so hearing loss is probable. First responders can turn to Relay Indiana. If you have trouble hearing on the telephone, visit RelayIndiana.com for voice recognition technology phones that allow the hearing impaired to have normal phone conversations. And there's loaned equipment for those who qualify. Get clarity back on the phone. Visit RelayIndiana.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax, and not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZzzQuil Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZzzQuil Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details.
If you stopped paying your financial advisor, would they still be your friend? A different look at retirement planning with Greg Ayler. Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, a judge makes a decision in the Mark Sanchez case, why the Johnson County coroner is in some trouble, and how police say an Indianapolis woman put herself in a precarious position in Whitestown. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News Radio. You are listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, and it's now 5 o'clock.
A tribute to Charlie Kirk at the White House. Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump set to posthumously award the Medal of Freedom to the murdered conservative activist who would have turned 32 today.
He was assassinated in the prime of his life for boldly speaking the truth, for living his faith and relentlessly fighting for a better and stronger America. He loved this country.
He calls Charlie Kirk a fearless warrior for liberty. His widow, Erica, who now leads Kirk's organization, Turning Point USA, is in the Rose Garden to accept the honor for him. In Israel, 4 coffins with the remains of dead hostages being transferred to the military from the Red Cross, only hours after hostage families and President Trump raised concern that too few had been returned by Hamas so far. This leaves the bodies of 20 other hostages still to be returned. The U.S. Senate set to vote again on stopgap measures that would end a government shutdown as Democrats stick to a demand for talks on health care funding, especially expiring tax credits for Obamacare. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says Democrats are ready to negotiate.
But there has to be a willingness amongst Republicans to actually have a conversation.
But Senate Majority Leader John Thune says there's nothing to negotiate until the government is reopened.
This is a straightforward proposition, something that they did 13 times when Biden was in the White House and when they had the majority in the Senate. There was a continuing resolution to keep the government funded. That's all this is. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing else.
Urging support for the Republican short-term spending plan already passed by the House, but that bill and a Democrat proposal keep failing to get the 60 votes needed to advance in the Senate. A coroner in Georgia confirming today that an 8th body was found at the site of a fiery highway collision between a semi-trailer and a van yesterday northeast of Atlanta. 7 people in the van died at the scene. Troopers are still trying to confirm identities. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The judge's call and the actions that follow. You've got a sunny sky and it's 78 degrees on Monument Circle. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 5:02. The Marion County judge assigned to the battery trial of Fox analyst Mark Sanchez has recused herself from the case. Jarrett Lewis reports.
That announcement coming Tuesday means a pretrial meeting originally set for November 5th has been canceled. The final pretrial hearing for Sanchez is now scheduled to take place remotely on December 2nd. The jury trial will begin December 11th. Sanchez, who had waived his initial hearing, was arrested the morning of October 4th after he drunkenly attacked a 69-year-old man in an alley in downtown Indianapolis. He was then stabbed and sent to the hospital. The Fox Sports commentator faces several misdemeanor charges and a felony battery charge. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Not long after he turned himself into the Johnson County Jail this morning, Johnson County Coroner Mike Pruitt was transferred to the Brown County Jail. State Police Sergeant Kevin Getz explains why that happened.
Anytime we've had a special investigation that may involve a localized elected official or, say, an investigation in which a law enforcement officer is the target, they are booked into that local jail, and then their custody is transferred to another facility for safety reasons.
Pruitt's accused of providing alcohol to a teenage girl on multiple occasions, and a protective order was filed against him by the girl's mother. 24.5 pounds of cocaine were seized during a traffic stop in Whitestown Monday night. Earlier today, Whitestown police say they also arrested Teonia Miles of Indianapolis on charges of dealing cocaine. The total value of the cocaine estimated to be about $176,000. $2.89 a gallon is the Indiana gas average today, according to AAA. And an organization that's been around for 72 years is expanding its reach. Johnette Cruz explains how.
A new resource for people with disabilities is opening soon in Speedway. Noble Art will open on October 30th, featuring an art studio, gallery, and therapy rooms. Senior Director Rita Davis says the space was carefully crafted.
It's really going to be just an amazing creative space to highlight the sense of all the many incredible contributions to art and other facets of life that people with disabilities are doing every day.
Noble Inc. was founded in 1953 and is a leading advocate for individuals with Down syndrome and autism, and serves over 4,400 children and adults annually. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
It's 5:04. Your traffic and weather next.
Fall in Indiana is prep season, the smart time to get your home ready before the temperatures drop and the snow gets here. Because here's the truth. Roof, siding, gutter, and window problems don't fix themselves. One missing shingle turns into a bad leak. Clogged gutters lead to ice dams. And drafty siding or bad insulation means sky-high heating bills all winter long. That's why you need Moss Roofing. Family owned right here in Indiana for over 30 years, Moss Roofing gives you a free, no-obligation inspection. They'll spot problems now, before the cold settles in, so you're not scrambling in January. And here's a bonus. Thanks to new energy tax credits and Indiana Energy Saver rebates, you can save big on insulation and efficiency upgrades. That's money back in your pocket while protecting your home. So don't wait. Call Moss Roofing today at 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Cat sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or online at mossroofing.com. Get your home winter ready this fall with people you can trust. mossroofing.com, every shingle time.
WIBC traffic at 5:05. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, John, we have a stall downtown northbound 65 between West and 21st. Right lane is blocked slow back to the north split. Inbound 65 stop and go 21st to Meridian. That's a 3-minute delay. Then southbound 6570 jammed after the north split down to the south split because of construction. Eastbound 75-minute delay from Harding Street into the south split. South side crash Keystone Avenue at Raymond. That's a rollover. Somebody's trapped inside of a vehicle. On the northeast side, eastbound 465 stop and go Keystone Avenue 269. Inbound 69 stop and go traffic 106th Street down to 465, a 2-minute delay. East side southbound 465 slow from 72 Washington Street. A crash Kessler Boulevard east at Allisonville Road. Crash Fountain Square. This is Prospect at Shelby. Traffic sponsored by Indiana Foundation Services. Water damaging your home? Contact Indiana Foundation Service, the basement concrete foundation experts. Get your free free inspection today. Learn more at IndianaFoundationService.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Cooling Weather Center forecast.
We're in for a cooler Wednesday with more cloud cover. Skies will turn partly to mostly cloudy with high temperatures only in the upper 60s to lower 70s, which is closer to normal for this time of the year. Thursday, highs will remain stuck in the lower 70s, but we will see more sunshine return to the forecast by then with dry air and light winds in place. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock
Hammer and Nigel are out yet again today. Hammer will be back tomorrow, and guess who he's working with?
Who?
You.
Oh, yeah, that's right, me. They keep, like I said, I don't work here, but they keep asking me to come back and fill in, so how can I say no to that? Of course I'm going to work.
You getting paid yet to be here?
I don't think so, but it's fun, so I like doing it. So, yeah, it'll be Hammer and me tomorrow.
That'll be interesting, because you guys have not worked together.
He and I have never worked together before, so Hammer and Jim show tomorrow. It'll be fun.
All right, that is Jim. My name is Casey Daniels. Thank you so much for hanging with us as we've been filling in for the #1 rated Hammer and Nigel program. Donald Trump said he raced halfway around the globe to make sure Charlie Kirk's Presidential Medal of Freedom award ceremony took place today. It's was his 32nd birthday. Donald Trump said he was going to call Erica Kirk and ask her if they could maybe change the date and have it on Friday, but then when he remembered that it was Charlie Kirk's birthday, that they had to have it today. And also, I believe because Donald Trump is busy on Friday, he's expected to meet with the Ukrainian president, Vladimir Zelensky, at the White House on Friday. Some of the topics that they're going to be discussing are air defense and also Ukraine's long-range capabilities, and specifically whether the U.S. should provide Tomahawk cruise missiles or additional Patriot systems to Ukraine.
The press asked about the Tomahawk missiles today, and Trump simply said, "We'll see." But yeah, Trump's work ethic is unmatched, and we've known this. He's, we've seen the 2 and 3 a.m. tweets from him for a long time now. But he left Sunday, flew to the Middle East, signed a historic peace deal, flew to Egypt, where he signed it, flew back, and now doing the Charlie Kirk event today.
Right. Well, he also met with the Israeli leaders while he was there and met with the Egyptian president and then signed that peace deal, delivering speeches, met with families of the hostages, met with private world leaders, and then flew back to the United States, got back after midnight, and then today was, handing Charlie Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award at a ceremony, just nonstop. And it's also possibly why he's got some good numbers right now. According to Rasmussen, his approval rating has surged +9 points just this past week. He's now up to 51%.
So that is obviously the bounce from the historic peace agreement that was signed yesterday. Give it up to Rasmussen for turning around a poll that fast. I mean, the event just happened yesterday, but this was to be expected. This is a big deal. He's going to get a lot of goodwill for it. We fully expect that other polls will show this in the future. He's going to get a big bump, and 9 points is a ton.
Yeah, so he did that, and now he's going to be meeting with Zelensky from Ukraine, allegedly, on Friday, and I want the talking points now to turn to the American people.
You've had enough of settling wars around the world. It's time to be America first again.
Got to do that. Get those wars done. We want peace. That's fantastic, but he ran on America first, make America great again. So let's do that. I know people are still struggling with all of their finances, the things that are adding up every single day, and there's so much uncertainty still. So let's get the talking points back to that, back to us. the people who voted him into office, the taxpayers, on every level, not just with the federal government, but with our state government, as well as our local politicians.
Yeah, I think everybody agrees with you on that. I mean, the cost of living is still out of control, making life unaffordable for the vast majority of Americans. We're seeing some weakness in the job market, which is a terrible sign and hopefully can turn around. But yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty here at home, and I agree with you. I'd like to see a little bit more focus stateside as opposed to internationally.
There's this article that came out. Older renters age 55 and above are the fastest growing segment in the U.S. rental market. They're outpacing younger age groups. Traditionally, older Americans, 65 and plus, they've been homeowners, right? With about 80% home ownership since the 1980s. But now that group of people are starting to rent. And there's a lot of factors that are contributing to this. You've got the high housing costs, maintenance burdens, insurance, and they're also saying—
I got one for you.
Property taxes! Yeah.
Yes.
So, so many things are going into this. They also mentioned that there are some lifestyle changes, divorce being one of them, or even downsizing. People don't want to have all of that stuff, so they're looking at smaller dwellings. But can you imagine if you're Gen Z and you're going to get an apartment and you put a notice up at the community, hey, you're looking for a roommate?
Something on Facebook Marketplace.
And
hey,
the responses
roommate needed.
that you get are from older people asking, hey, is this accessible as well?
And how would you find out? You wouldn't know that you're talking
until you have a conversation.
If you're posting something on Craigslist or Facebook that you're looking for an apartment, your assumption is, okay, somebody in their 20s, maybe 30s will be getting back to me on this. And then, Steve reaches out to you and you're like, oh, okay, Steve, let's take a look at it. And he comes there to take a look at the place, and somebody who's 65, that would be potentially a little awkward for both parties.
You would hope that person would have really good credit, though, so they could co-sign that lease. Right?
You would hope so.
You'd hope.
Although if they're renting, if they're financial challenges, and that's a reason why they're renting and not homeowning, and maybe the opposite too. But could definitely lead to some awkward situations.
But there is one relationship between a Gen Z and a boomer, or I don't know, is he considered the greatest generation? Trump? 80?
Trump would be a boomer. He would be an elder boomer. He would be an elder boomer.
Elder boomer. Kai Trump and Donald Trump, they were out on the golf course, and she was asking him some questions, and one of them was if he's still chasing a dream, if there's still a dream that he's chasing, and this is what he had to say.
Is there a dream that you're still trying to chase, or have you reached all your dreams?
You're asking questions like you're a television I thought I was just going to come out and play around the golf with you. You're asking questions like I'm on television. Yeah, no, look, you become president. That's a dream, right?
Yeah.
Can't.
I don't think you
now
can.
You can. No, you dream now you want to be a great president.
Yeah.
Now you're president. Now your dream is to be a great president.
I think you're doing a pretty good job.
It sounds like they have a very loving relationship, and that just humanizes him.
Absolutely humanizes him. And, Donald Trump doesn't do anything accidentally. I'm sure it's very strategic and intentional that they've been putting out a lot of videos with him and his granddaughter. But I can't get enough of them. I love every one of them. I do, because it's such a sweet relationship between, it just makes him normal. It's just a loving grandfather and his granddaughter, and they're golfing all the time and having fun on the golf course. Yeah. She seems really smart and intelligent, asking him, intelligent questions like, hey, have you achieved all your dreams yet? The Kai Trump-Donald Trump relationship is definitely helps Donald Trump and definitely humanizes him.
Bill Maher was praising him as well.
Again, Bill Maher's always got, oddly enough as it seems to say.
Bill Maher goes where the wind blows.
It's true.
Don't be fooled by Bill Maher.
And since the election, the wind has been blowing in Donald Trump's favor, and so has Bill Maher.
Especially over the past couple days, but here's what he had to say about Donald Trump.
I always say this, you cannot ever deny success. You just have to give your respect, even if it's not your thing. Don't have the humility to give it up for enormous success on any level.
I agree.
Trump, not my choice, didn't vote for him, but
a lot of people did.
And he's... I can't deny the success.
I can't either.
Yeah.
And he's the president.
And he's the president.
Even Alyssa Farah from The View, this is going back to January, and she made a comment, but of course she made this I don't want to say it's a promise, but she made this statement, and now she's not following through with it.
My point when I say I'm not going to be apocalyptic, it's not changing a tune. It's not making every single thing a 5-alarm fire. Yeah. If he does good, if he gets the Israeli hostages out, I promise I will wear a MAGA hat for one day on the show and say, thank you for doing it. Yeah. She'll knock it right off my head. But like you have to be able to cheer for wins when they happen and then call out relentlessly the wrongdoing. Well,
okay, so guess what happened?
On today's episode of The View, let me guess. She showed up and wore a MAGA hat.
No, she did not.
Hard to believe.
She didn't.
No integrity from the host of The View. So a reporter asked Donald Trump about this situation, and this literally just came out in the last few minutes, and this is what Trump had to say about that. He called Farah a total joke, describing ABC talk show as a fraud. Mm-hmm. He went into detail. She used to work for me. She gave me the most beautiful letter, when the administration ended. That was the first Trump term. Mm-hmm. She gave me the most beautiful letter ever, and then she got hired by The View, and they gave her a couple of bucks, and she changed her views really quickly. I never thought she'd make it. Never thought she had what it took, but it just goes to show you what a fraud The View is.
Mm-hmm. Well, clearly she's showing it because she didn't put that hat on her head. Let's get you updated on traffic with Matt Bear.
Yeah, northbound 65, Casey, the stall cleared at 21st. We're still backed up to Meridian, but things are moving along a little bit better here. Inbound 69 after 96, and that's a stall blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic to 106. Inbound 65, delayed 5 minutes, 29th to Meridian. Southbound 65, 75-minute delay, north split to the south split, and eastbound 70 on a 3-minute delay from Harding into the south split. West side northbound 465, stop-and-go traffic from I-70 up to Rockville Road. Eastbound 465, stop and go Keystone Avenue past Allisonville Road. Then northbound 465 on the east side slows from Penn Pike up to I-69. Crash Kessler Boulevard east at Allisonville Road, and a crash on the south side. This is northbound 31 before Thompson. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard the Staples Easy Bonton is back with even more easy presser for custom print shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thanks, Matt. It is sunny and 77 now in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center on 93 WIBC.
Well, the Fed just sounded the alarm. The stock market is dangerously overvalued. And if your retirement savings are tied up in the market, this could be the smart time to protect and grow your savings outside of Wall Street. Hey, one option gives you a 20% upfront bonus. It's got a competitive return that's averaged 10% annually for the last 10 years.
So here's the simple math. If you invest $200,000, you get an upfront $40,000 bonus. That's $240,000. That $240,000 could earn 10% or $24,000 in the first 12 months. So in the first year, that original $200,000 could grow to $264,000. Get all the information from Bill Demery, your retirement guy. Call 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120. 648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Pat Sullivan here with a weather update. It's October, and we still have no clue if your AC should be blasting or your furnace needs to start kicking. Better have both prepared with a $49 AC unit and furnace maintenance from Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Is it sweater weather or tank top weather? Nobody knows. But we do know that you can ensure total comfort inside your home for only $49. Call my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda of Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Well, who needs a lake when you can lease a 2026 HR-V LX all-wheel drive for $309 a month and $0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda of Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake. Visit our showroom off State Road 37 today. Tax and title fees not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only. 10,000 miles a year, not combinable with other offers. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends October 31st. See dealer for details.
vegetables. Fall is in full swing at Wilson Farm Market. Bright mums, pumpkins, and gourds are waiting to bring color to your porch and table. Enjoy a fresh apple cider slush or Wilson's famous peach cider slush. The taste of fall in every sip. Inside, the ovens are busy with breads, pies, and treats you'll smell the moment you walk in. Hungry yet? Grab some crispy fried chicken or stop by the deli, salad bar, and cheese counter for easy meals to take home. Wilson Farm Market, right off US 31, just north of Westfield. Your fall favorites all in one stop.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hi, this is Malia with Family Heating and Air, and as a mom myself, I know it's really important to keep the kiddos healthy. Air quality, humidity, those are super big issues on my concern list. If you share any of these concerns, give family a call, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 today.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
I came across this and I wasn't aware of this. I thought it was kind of fascinating and a really good move on their part. Home Depot has this offer.
A
program. It's called Path to Pro, and it is free training, free trades training. Prepare for a trades career. And it's free. And you sign up for it, and you can go to these classes and do it on your own time as often as you'd like. But they say that they want to help you start your journey with some basic skills in carpentry, HVAC, electricity, and plumbing. And then you can go up to the next level to trade essentials, and then expand your learning with additional training. And I thought, well, that's a fantastic idea on their part, because not only are they offering training and skills for people who want to learn something new, or younger generation who maybe aren't college bound, but also that makes you go and buy the products and supplies right there in the store.
The other big part of this, too, is Home Depot. If you've ever been in a Home Depot, they do a lot of business direct to contractors. In fact, there's a contractor section at Home Depot. And so my guess is they're doing this. Contractors are having trouble finding qualified tradesmen. And so Home Depot is trying to do something for their contractor side of their business by maybe offering some training and getting those people hired at the people that do their contract buying at Home Depot.
And then right there on their website, they also have find construction jobs and then hire for your team if you've got a team looking for work. It's all right there. I just thought that was a pretty smart business idea on their part. But it also got me thinking that, I've often said that Tuesday is the worst day of the week.
It is.
For the working man, Tuesday's the worst. You know, occasionally on a Monday, you're going to get a 3-day weekend.
Right, there's holidays. Yeah.
Yeah. And Tuesday, man, you are still far away from the weekend, aren't you?
And sometimes you walk in on Monday and you just kind of, go through Monday in a daze because it's the start of the work week. But you're right.
Or you got some rest over the weekend and you can manage it through. But man, Tuesday.
You get up on Tuesday and Friday is a long way away.
Yeah, so let's do a working man workout with a little bit of rock out. Allison, are you ready? We're going to rock out with your song out.
Oh, boy, I am ready. Can't you tell in my voice?
So what are we doing? We're going to play some song clips here?
Yeah, we got some song clips, and they all reference working.
Okay.
And with all of your experience with Hammer and Nigel and, some of their hair band music, I think you're pretty good at this.
Oh, so you're saying there's some hair bands that are going to be part of this?
There might be one or two rock songs.
Okay.
Okay, now keep in mind, on Friday, Allison crushed it and went
She
5
did.
for 5 on Beatles songs.
Mhm.
And I set the over-under at 2.5.
Yeah.
That's because you got a great track record. I'm bumping it up. The over-under is now 3.5 on this one. So you got to get that's where we're projecting.
So we're looking for title or artist. We're
Or
gonna make
artist.
It,
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
We're gonna
Okay.
make,
Makes me feel a little better.
Super
And the one
easy
I did an
for you.
hour ago, I had to do both title and artist.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not married to her.
Yeah,
I feel like the girls are
That's
ganging
right.
up on me here in the studio.
You don't have to put up with me later at home, do you? That's right.
All right.
Okay,
Funny,
so
funny.
rock out with your song out, Allison.
All right.
Are you ready? Title
think so.
or artist? The song is about working. Super easy.
This is the super easy one?
The bread and butter of working songs.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess it's called Working Man.
Very good.
Okay, yeah,
Any
that
idea
was-
who the
I
band
have
is?
no, some 80s band.
Good for you on context clues. That's Rush.
They're going to be on tour.
Oh, Rush.
Yeah, Rush, Working Man. Just announced they're touring again.
Yep. So you can go see them live in concert for the
Minus
first time
Neil
in several
Peart, though,
years. Of course,
right?
Neil Peart, their
Yeah.
famous drummer, has passed away, but the rest of the band will be there.
All right, good job, Allison. You're 1 for 1. Here we go. Song number 2.
Context clues.
Rock out with your song out.
Working for a living. Working for a living and a working. I'm taking what they're giving because I'm working for a living.
Is that your
Yeah,
guess?
that's my guess. Working for a
Okay,
living.
we made this too easy by just having to do the song title and not the artist. Who's the artist? Any guess on the artist?
Oh, that's,
Another 80s band.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I always get it wrong. It's Huey somebody.
Yeah,
Not bad. Huey Lewis in the News.
Very
Pretty good.
In the news.
Huey Lewis in the News.
I remember my dad had that album, Sports.
I was and still am a huge Huey Lewis in the News fan. I know that that's not popular, but I am.
All right, here we go. Song number 3, Allison.
You better work, work.
Oh, yes.
You better work, work. You better work, work. You better work, work.
That's the radio edit.
That would be Britney Spears.
Very
Nice.
good.
Work it.
Nailed it.
Yes,
Work
very
it, lady.
good. We did that one in honor of Hammer because we know he's a Britney Spears
Oh,
fan.
big old fan.
Rock out with your song out. Song number 4. Here we go.
Classic. Working for the weekend, lover boy.
Nice.
Oh, artist and
Look at her.
Two
You're
for
just
two.
showing off now at this point.
I use this song every week for the Hammer Nigel mashup show.
There it is.
That's why it's stuck in my head.
Mhm. Okay, last one.
Okay.
We're underpaid, but we still give
It's
thanks
tough.
and praise. We gotta bless Saturday, Saturday.
It's Kid Rock. God bless Saturdays.
5 for 5 again.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
No,
Man,
crushed it.
I like playing with you guys a lot better.
Yeah. When Hammer and Nigel are back, you let them know how easy we made it
I
for
love
you.
it. I love it.
This is the Hammer and Nigel show, and here is your news update.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The president speaking about the legacy he leaves behind. Skies are sunny and it's 77 degrees in downtown Indy. Tonight's low 52. I'm Sean Herrick. Here's what's trending at 5:30. President Trump is honoring conservative commentator Charlie Kirk's life and legacy today on what would have been Kirk's 32nd birthday.
Charles James Kirk was a visionary and one of the greatest figures of his generation. He was truly an amazing figure.
Trump posthumously awarding Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Kirk was shot and killed while speaking at a Turning Point rally in Utah in September. State police suspect they have a murder-suicide case on their hands in Santa Claus.
The Spencer County Sheriff's Office received a 911 call from a Jamie Atkins stating that she had shot her husband.
State Police Sergeant John Davis says that call came in a little after noon today, and when they got to the Atkins home, they found both Jamie and John Atkins with gunshot wounds. John was dead. Jamie was alive, but later died at a hospital in Kentucky. Davis says the investigation into this is far from over. Possible ties to prostitution and human trafficking are prompting leaders in a northern Indiana county to review regulations. Ryan Hedrick reports.
St. Joseph County will kick things off Tuesday with the meeting with health officials.
First reading is just when we kind of introduce a bill to the public. We don't really discuss it. We just announce it into the record.
That's Council Member Amy Drake.
And 2 weeks from now, we'll have a committee meeting, and that's where we'll get a lot more information on the bill, what's in it, why we're doing it, all those kind of things.
Regulations would mandate licensed therapists, multilingual trafficking signs, and routine inspections to keep illegal activity in check. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC, Mobile News.
That meeting's supposed to get underway at 6 tonight. The government shutdowns in its 14th day, and that has President Trump making some future plans. Fox's Jared Halpern.
By Friday, President Trump says his administration will have a list of federal programs he intends to close for good because of the government shutdown.
So we're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we wanted to close up or that we never wanted to happen, and now we're closing them up. And we're not going to let them come back.
The president did not detail which agencies or programs will be targeted, but called them the most egregious socialist or semi-communist programs. At the same time, the administration says it is taking steps to ensure members of the military are paid during the shutdown. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Pacer Sports and Entertainment and KeyBank announced the return of the KeyBank Guest Chef program for its 5th year. The collaboration will feature 8 local chefs, including the Zodiac Chef and Soulful Kitchen. The rotating chefs will serve their signature dishes at the kitchen stand on the main concourse throughout the season, starting with the first regular season game on Thursday, October 23rd. With traffic at 5:32, here's Matt Bear.
All right, John, here it is. Eastbound 70 at Hancock County. This is a crash on the approach to Mount Comfort Road, and 2 left lanes are currently closed. Traffic is jammed back to German Church Road. Delay time is at 45 minutes. I'm considering US 40. Instead, you can get there via Post Road. On the east side, southbound 465, slow from 72 Brookville Road. West side, this is a crash. Northbound 465, shy of Washington Street. US 40 left lane is blocked, and traffic is stopped back to I-70. North side, eastbound 465 slows from 865 over to Meridian. Inbound 69 after 96th Street, a stall on the left shoulder that has a stop and go traffic back to 106. Inbound 65 on a 5-minute delay, 29th to Meridian. Northbound 65 slow from the north split to 21st because of an earlier stall and a crash just cleared westbound 70 approaching the north split. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
The forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
We're tracking another quiet and chilly Tuesday night under mostly clear skies. Lows will be down to the mid-50s, and then we're in for a cooler Wednesday with more cloud cover. Skies will turn partly to mostly cloudy with high temperatures only in the upper 60s to lower 70s, which is closer to normal for this time of the year. Thursday, highs will remain stuck in the lower 70s, but we will see more sunshine return to the forecast by then with dry air and light winds in place. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hammer will be back tomorrow. I know you'll be so happy about that.
And you'll be back on the Kendall and Casey show tomorrow.
Yes, and Rob will be happy about that because guess what? After I get off the air here, I get to go home and do the template for the Kendall and Casey show for tomorrow.
As Rob likes
He's
to say.
already been texting me, so, giving me the work to do.
Like, get to it, girl. I've had to do all the work the last few days while you've been filling in for Hammer and Nigel.
Whatever. Purdue University purchasing the Canal Square apartments in downtown Indy. This is part of their plan to expand their presence in the city. The university says they aim to increase the number of students in Indianapolis from 2,600 to over 10,000.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was the plan. 4 times the number of students that they have today. And this is all part of the official split from IUPUI to Indiana University and Purdue University.
Yeah, the current leaseholders, they're still going to be honored, and there's no immediate plans to deny any of the lease renewals. But the Canal Square Apartments, a 4-star building along the canal with nearly 500 beds, and that purchase, obviously it's intended to support the housing needs for Purdue students and also working professionals in the area.
And we saw this. Our daughter went to Purdue in West Lafayette.
Boiler up.
Yep, and her freshman year. Now, she stayed in the dorms. But friends of hers, paid for room and board through the university, and they were put up in apartment buildings. And in West Lafayette, that was because they just run out of dorm space, and they had their enrollment grow, and so they needed, extra housing for their students. And it looks like at least something similar is being done by Purdue in Indianapolis.
Yeah, residents in West Lafayette, they've long criticized Purdue for really not providing enough student housing. I mean, the example that you just gave, those freshmen were off campus.
Technically off campus in what looks like an apartment and was an apartment for all operating purposes for a long time. And I don't know if Purdue purchased that building or they leased it out, but regardless, it was used for student housing for students that paid for room and board through Purdue.
Yeah, and a spokesperson for Purdue said that they're confident that they can meet student residential needs in both the near and long term, and that's why they're purchasing these buildings in downtown Indianapolis for those students there. Did you see the Chauncey area?
Yeah, so if you're familiar with
it's gone.
If you're familiar with Purdue and West Lafayette, there's obviously the campus, and then there's a lot of off-campus housing. But what's called the Chauncey area is bars and restaurants and retail shops, every sort of consumer thing that a student that goes to Purdue would want to spend money at. And there's been a lot of videos on TikTok and Twitter the last month or two that it's completely demolished.
It's just gone.
The entire Chauncey district in West Lafayette has been completely leveled, and now they're building all these new buildings their place. More buildings, more in their place. It's going to be a lot of retail. It's going to be more housing. It's going to be everything as Purdue's enrollment continues to grow.
So I know that IU has been getting all the love the past couple of days, so we'll just take a moment to give some to Purdue. They are ranked number 1 in the preseason Associated Press top 25 college basketball teams for the first time.
Indiana is the sports capital of the country.
Well, how interesting is that? You've got IU now dominating in football and Purdue dominating in basketball.
We got
switcheroo.
Notre Dame, one of the top-ranked teams in the country. We've got the Colts in first place at 5-0. Indiana Fever were in the playoffs. Pacers went to the finals last year. If you want sports, you come to Indiana.
Indiana, and the Indy 500. Don't forget about that.
Indy 5. Well, and then there's all the one-offs. The Indy 500. Of course, we host the Big Ten College Football Championship at Lucas Oil every year. There's all sorts of swimming trials, national and international, that take place here. We are the sports capital of the world.
So the 8th annual Carmel Chris Kindle Market, it's going to return. Obviously, new details were announced. This year, the event's going to feature 50 German food and artisan vendors. Artisan food, don't you love that? They're going to have over 150 hours of live music, 9 traditional holiday events, an ice skating rink, and this year, this is different, a new free shuttle service. The shuttle's going to run on Saturdays and Sundays. It's going to run every 15 minutes between the C&O Financial Center and the market entrance on 3rd Avenue.
So the one year we went, when I picked up on what you said, there was shuttle service, because I remember the year we went out there, we parked pretty far away.
Yeah, we did.
And
it
walked,
was cold, too.
And it was cold, and it started snowing, and we're walking forever to get to the event.
Yeah.
And so a free shuttle service obviously is going to be big added bonus to that event because it is. I mean, if you've never been to it, it is a great Christmas time event in Carmel. It's fun. It's a lot of nice things.
I got hot chocolate. That I remember.
Which was spectacular. It was like fancy gourmet hot chocolate. How do you know you're in Carmel? Well, because your hot chocolate's $8, but it is fantastic. It was really, really good.
It was. So the buses can hold up to 69 people. Of course, the market opens November 22nd, runs through December 24th. Going to be closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. Something that's going on in Indianapolis. You've got a cleanup of some of the homeless encampments.
Really?
On East Washington Street.
Are you sure?
Well, that's what they're telling me.
Or are they just saying they're going to clean them up?
No, they started a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And this is throughout Pennsy Trail and behind the Walmart. And yeah, they're trying to get it cleaned up. The city councilor, Michael Paul Hart, he said that he was grateful that the city is collaborating with residents and Walmart on the effort. There's still, I guess, a lot of debris, even some holiday decorations that are hanging. They removed
so the homeless are putting up
are decorating
are decorating with holiday like Christmas holiday decorations.
They removed 80 shopping carts 2 weeks ago.
I mean, that is the, method of transportation and carrying their stuff for the typical homeless person. So I would assume that when they clear out a camp that there's going to be a lot of shopping carts left behind.
I'm curious if they were all Walmart shopping carts because it was close to the Walmart.
Right there. I know you and I were in Fountain Square not too long ago, and that homeless encampment got absolutely huge. Now, that one did get cleaned up. And so I'm always curious as to, are they just, once they clean up one area, are people just moving to another area and then they've got to clean that one up eventually? It's kind of like playing whack-a-mole. You're just kind of,
shuffling from one to the next.
From one to the next. Yeah, it seems like that's the case.
Indianapolis International Airport, they were named the best mid-size airport for customer satisfaction. This was a J.D. Power North America Airport Satisfaction Study. What do you want from your airport? I want the planes to be on time and I want to arrive safely. I think
that's bare bones, though.
Safety is the number one. Let me rephrase that. I want to arrive to my destination safely, and I want it to be on time.
We can do a little bit better than that. And the Indianapolis, I mean, we are very fortunate that a large city like Indianapolis does have such a fantastic airport. Parking's really easy to get to the gates, great amenities. The lines are never too terrible. It's, been updated recently. The Indianapolis airport is really a fantastic airport and deserves all of that.
This is the 8th time since 2010 that the Indy Airport received the honor. The airport ranked number 1 in food, beverage, and retail, number 1 in terminal facilities. The Indianapolis airport has the best bathrooms.
Well, that's important. Hey, that's important. Do you want a dirty bathroom when you're traveling? So
that's true. I don't. I want a clean bathroom no matter where I am.
Not too long ago, I had a job. I worked for a software company, and I essentially traveled for a living and was gone like 100 nights a year, and every week was on an airplane to a different city. And so I've got a lot of experience at just about every airport in the country.
You always said the Detroit airport was really good.
That is my favorite. So
really?
I like Indianapolis. It's great. There's very else about the city of Detroit that's redeeming of any value, but
nothing else.
They do have... in my opinion, the absolute best airport is Detroit Metro. The restaurants and shops are fantastic. The terminal. Now you do have to walk a long way to your gate sometimes, depending on where your connection comes from. But that's just because it's such a big airport. But I would say Detroit Airport, the Sky Harbor in Phoenix is a great airport. Those are like two of the best. The worst airports.
Yeah.
Here we go. New York airports.
Oh, yeah.
Now, they are remodeled. They have done some upgrades to them, and I hear that they're better. But at the time, JFK and LaGuardia were awful. Newark was only slightly better. And then beyond that, the Philadelphia airport. Those are easily the worst airports in the country.
So Detroit probably didn't win this award because they're not a mid-sized airport.
Right. So they break them down based on
market
population, the city they serve. And so Detroit frequently is right there near the top as far as the large market cities. It's usually Detroit, it's Phoenix. Indianapolis usually ends up battling with Raleigh and Charlotte for the mid-sized airports.
So travelers praise the Indy Airport for cleanliness, efficient security checks, easy gate access, strong food and beverage and retail options, quality amenities, and exceptional customer service. It's really interesting they put retail options on there. Have you, besides like maybe a magazine or your snacks or a beverage, do you ever shop at an airport?
I see people doing. I always think of like immediate needs at the airport. Like if I forgot my charger, okay, I need to go into the electronics place, buy a phone charger. I buy a magazine
Headphones,
or a book.
maybe.
Earbuds if I forgot those, or some sort of other travel necessity when I'm traveling. But I see people buying like sweatshirts and mugs and that sort of stuff.
You get your merch, your fanfare of the city that you're in.
You can get city merch, so I think that's a lot of what people are locking. But I mean, I've even seen people shopping and, there's certain airports that have like, watch retailers and jewelry retailers.
Last time I did fly, I was considering buying a new suitcase while I was at the airport because I really.
You just proved my point on all this.
But I didn't because I didn't think the prices would be very competitive. I have to imagine, though, that the Indianapolis airport is really good with sports memorabilia. I mean, we just talked about all the sports.
Oh, sports
here
merch.
in the city. Like, that's probably, there's got to be a big selection there.
Right, you can sell a lot of teams, a lot of different teams here from this. I haven't.
Right.
Again, I'm not a big airport shopper, so that's not important to me. But apparently, plenty of people are because it's a key part of this survey.
Well, the executive director of the Indianapolis Airport Authority, he credited the award to the exceptional airport staff. Congratulations, you guys. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show. It's 93 WIBC.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Enough is enough. Governor Braun said he would listen to Hoosiers and stand up to Washington's plans to rig our maps. But now, those Washington insiders are coming to Indiana to finish the job. Unless we can stop them, we want our votes to count, our voices to be heard, and for lawmakers and Governor Braun to focus on issues that matter to us. Utility bills, inflation, taxes. Keep standing strong against redistricting at playfairindiana.com. Paid for by Indiana Conservation Voters.
Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated tire discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield and Common Threads has teamed up with the Indiana Fever to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies, Inc.
Head to the contest page at WIBC.com and enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Casey and the Sunshine Band Friday, January 23rd at Old National Center.
Let's check in with Matt Bear and get your traffic update.
All right, Hancock County, this is a tough crash. It's eastbound 70 right where you slide off to Mount Comfort Road, and right now 2 left lanes are blocked. Traffic is pushed over to the right side of the interstate, and we are stopped for miles all the way past Methofer Road, almost to Post Road with that delay, which is coming in at 119 minutes. I would definitely exit a Post Road, go south, and then take US 40 from there. Downtown, southbound 65, stop and go 21st to Meridian. West side crash northbound 465 at Washington Street. And right now, the right lane is blocked. Looking at eastbound 70, stop and go from West Street to Meridian. Inbound 65 slows 21st to Meridian Street. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thanks, Matt. It is sunny and 77 now in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center on 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
This is a fascinating story. Human remains over 4,200 years old were discovered along the Whitewater River, Fayette County.
Really?
The remains included a portion of a human skull. They were turned over to the Sheriff's Department for investigation, and radiocarbon dating confirmed the skull dates back to around 2300 BC, making it approximately 4,270 years old. It's fascinating that something that old was discovered and had not been discovered before.
Right, exactly. I mean, we've pretty much covered a lot of the ground in this state for a long time.
For a long time. And the fact that we have this radiocarbon dating that can confirm the age of the skull.
I mean, think about that. I mean, that is 2300 BC.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like before the pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
That's way before indigenous peoples really are in the United States, or at least the timestamp is when we think they first showed up here. How much is that gonna? That seems like that. Seems like
it doesn't even seem like it could be real.
It seems like it also opens up a lot more questions than answers. That's for sure.
So they say that the skull is believed to be a member of the Miami or Shawnee tribes, who historically lived in
these areas here.
The coroner's office called for a moment of silence for respect in the heritage. Can you imagine being the person who found it?
Right, and you would think, okay, well, this is, probably an animal bone or something like that, or if it is human remains, wouldn't think that it's 4,000 years old.
Yeah, due to the age of it, the coroner's working with the DNR. They're going to figure out how do you proceed with something like this.
And maybe there's more.
Oh, didn't think about that.
Yep.
This is the Hammer and Nigel Show. It's 93 WIBC.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Getting engaged? So friends, listen up. Shane Company engagement rings are protected with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We stand behind the same quality we've offered since 1929. Our rings are crafted to last. It's why our warranty is the only one that protects your center stone. We also cover repairs, resizings, cleanings, and so much more. That's money you keep for you and your family. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
At Life Church, we believe that the truth of the Word of God is for all ages